Go live.
Going live.
I don't care if they buffer. YouTube.
I think today's a good day to try to get Leo out of retirement. Where's he at?
There's not much going on today. I mean, it's just you and me talking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not like we had any topics to go over or anything. We've already picked the topic for the next show.
It's command line?
Yeah. Oh, well, best ways to learn the command line and favorite command line tools.
Alright.
Let me see. We should post the link.
I was trying to see if I could get Ace Javelin in here, but he's at work, so that. And he's got no microphone.
Okay, so I got the link now. It doesn't look terrible. We'll post it on... Did you already post on Telegram that we were looking for people?
I did, and I got exactly
No responses?
I'm so popular.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, it'll probably be a short one then today. I don't imagine you and I have a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, probably not. If we've got the show topic picked, probably not a whole lot.
Yeah. We should post the link. And post the link.
There it is. Alright.
So what have you been up to this last week?
Not much. Christmas shopping, that sort of thing. I did get one gift for myself. Merry Christmas to me. I did a monitor upgrade, so this makes it my, I believe, third flat panel monitor since my last CRT. So I upgrade monitors kind of like Slackware does its versioning. It's like once every decade.
I get free monitors.
Those are my favorite kind when you can find them.
And then I just sit on... Well, I get free TVs and use them as monitors. So I think I'm working with like two 46-inch 1080p TVs.
Oh, nice.
That I got for free. And then I had a 60-inch, but it was a plasma.
Mm-hmm.
And as close, as you sit to a computer, the sound from the plasma was just driving me nuts. So
is it like make a hum?
Yeah, electric hum. So I gave that to the kids. Stuck with the 46s.
Not bad. Well, here I thought I was all fancy with my whopping 27-inch monitor.
Well, it's probably got a better refresh rate than mine.
You know, it's funny because when I initially set it up, I threw on some Netflix and I set it. Cinnamon in the display menu recommends 60 FPS, but this monitor is technically able to go up to 200. But it's kind of like a little bit of the display lottery whether it'll do that overclock or not. But I set it to 120 with VSync, and I noticed some weirdness when I was watching the Netflix movie. Like some of the parts at the top of the screen were flickering a bit. So I don't know what that was. I'm gonna boot into Windows later on and give it a try and see if it's maybe just something on the Cinnamon desktop. I don't know. But
Maybe.
at 60 it looks great.
Yeah, you'd have to do some research and see what people are saying about that particular monitor or monitors that go up to 120 or 200.
Yeah, I've never had one that went past 60. Like, I've been using a 22-inch Acer forever. I mean, that monitor's got to be 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, these are not like new TVs or anything. I mean, I am getting them for free, so. But yeah, 60 hertz is about the best I'm gonna get. So, yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with it, honestly. 60 works for me.
And I do sometimes play some Borderlands out here just for the fun of it.
You know, that reminds me, I almost picked up 2 and 3 for the autumn sale. I only
should.
played through 1, and then I never got around to doing the others, but I really want to.
Two is just awesome. I love it.
Is it?
Yeah, and then 3 is good enough.
Not
And
as
then-
good as 2.
Yeah, well, yeah. The graphics are obviously better in 3, but I really think the storyline was better in 2. And well, they got Tiny Tina's Wonderlands coming out in I think February. So
Is that a new game or a DLC?
yeah, it's a new game. It's a
New
completely separate game. As popular as the Tiny Tina's DLC was for the second game, and it was almost a full-fledged game in itself. They decided to make a full-fledged game instead of making Wonderland's DLC. As a matter of fact, they took Assault on Dragon's Keep, which was the Tiny Tina DLC, and made it its own game, and now it's a $10 game. So if you want a taste of Borderlands 2 without, fully committing to Borderlands 2, you can get Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Or Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep for like $10 on Steam.
No. We'll certainly give it a try. How do you think 2 compared to 1? Did you play the first one?
I watched my wife play the first one, and it seemed very limited in comparison.
The first one did?
Yeah. Yeah. And I also played through a good chunk of the pre-sequel, but I just didn't like it, so I never finished it. My wife liked it, though.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. And then there's also stories from the Borderlands that I never played.
Sounds like 2's the winner of the bunch.
Yep. And I'll end up getting Wonderlands, and I'll see if that's any good.
Yeah. I'll have to pick that one up on Steam. Did you ever try Dishonored? I just set my daughter up with that the other day.
I
because-
have not.
Yeah, an old game that I played from a long time ago, but it had some pretty cool stealth kind of characteristics. It's not a game that you can go into really guns blazing. It's designed to make you hide and think a little bit. I liked it.
Stream status is poor, and I don't know why. I mean, this is the
looks
same
good.
connection we used for the show, in the same room, doing the same shit.
I love you too. Yep.
I mean, I could,
Yes.
if people really want, I could set up OBS and Borderlands and play some Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
That could be exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Stream to YouTube or to Twitch?
I'd do it on this stream, so it'd be YouTube. What are they gonna do? Demonetize us? Take down the video?
Oh, please no. All those paychecks that were rolling in.
Right?
Yeah, so this monitor is curved. I have never had a curved monitor, and I don't know that I see what the big hubbub is about. Like,
Well,
it's not distracting, but it's not a feature I think I would pay for
you
intentionally. It just happened to be a curved monitor.
yeah, you said yours is a 26 inch. Curved is much more useful on like 32 inch plus when you're sitting close to them.
Right.
So that way, the image kind of wraps a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the general consensus in the reviews was that the 32 or whatever, 34, whatever the other monitor is, it was more noticeable on that one. This one's, yeah, just a 27, so a little less so. But it's interesting.
Yusuf, you should join us. Come over to the Discord and just hop on here.
Yeah. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller?
Me and Josh aren't going to be able to talk very long.
We're two dry people.
Yep. I mean, I could bust out the soldering iron. That'll be exciting.
Don't make me get my pencil.
I have my pencil, like,
No.
right in front of me.
I still need to order one of those.
It's really a great soldering iron. I like using it, so it doesn't quite get up to like 450 degrees, so there's some applications that it's not really good for. If I need to heat solder up on a very large board very quickly, it's not the best at that, but everything else, maybe if I gave it a more powerful power supply, like actually used a laptop barrel connector or something, it'd be able to do it. But
Right.
the USB-C that I'm running, I guess, just doesn't put enough power through it.
But good enough for just the general tasks.
Yeah, it'll do 400 degrees, easy enough. So
Yeah, so I have a set of Superlux headphones over here that aren't really all that expensive. But my daughter used them just very briefly, but she bent the jack so hard with it coming out of her pocket with that vertical jack that it ruined it. So
it's actually pretty easy to fix that.
might be a good first try.
The only problem you're gonna have is like figuring out which connection is which
Maybe
wire
I
is
just
what.
send them to you so I don't completely ruin them. Just
You
get
won't ruin them. I
packages.
mean, you mess up the connections, you trim it another inch back and start over again.
Yeah, that's true too.
Your main problem will be putting too much heat onto the new 3.5 millimeter jack and ruining them. So I suggest ordering 4 or 5 so that you can practice, and hopefully by the last one you got it down and you get it right.
I'm pretty ham-fisted, Joe.
It takes practice. I've ruined more than one, so just keep doing it until you don't ruin them anymore.
Right. Learn the hard way.
Yeah. It's not like I started out on the inside of, in-ear buds.
Yeah, how's that going, by the way?
Oh, it works out. I have one here that I was testing that the actual speaker's blown and I had to replace it. So I don't know if you can see how frickin' tiny that is.
Oh, wow. That
Yeah.
is a very small area to work within.
Yeah, and this is actually an easier one to work on because of the placement. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I was looking at those on, I think on Amazon. They're not really cheap, are they?
the one more triple drivers, no, not if you get them new. That's why I get them broken, and I have to wait on eBay for broken ones to come down to about 15 before I'm willing to pay for them. Because even the broken ones usually sit at like 30, and I don't feel like paying $30 for even good headphones that I'm just planning on taking apart.
Right.
I mean, I do end up using them.
So say they're pretty good sound quality.
Oh yeah, much better than the stock on the LGs.
Yeah.
So, like here, these are a set of retractables. You can see I put on the MMCX on this end. And this is a right angle connector. It's my first attempt on right angle connectors like that. It's completely, well, it's a lot different than the other ones. And then here is the modded one more triple driver that I did. And these are a pain in the ass to do.
But it's a pretty neat setup.
Yeah, and then on this one, these are the connectors. And here, let me pull one of these out and I'll show you how frickin' tiny these are to work with. Because these are only like 1.5 millimeter wide.
Oh God, what are you using? Tweezers?
No, just I have my helping hands over there, and that holds them in position. But I don't even know if this is going to focus on this.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah, but that center post is just like really, really narrow because there's two posts there.
Oh yeah, now I see.
Yeah, and so the outer post is large, and that's pretty easy to work with. But that inner post, trying to, get a little bit of solder stuck on there and then get the wire on there and held. That's quite fun. And then it is the perfect size to screw into this, but it ends up, if you screw it in too far, it ends up touching this back wall, and you take a good chance of breaking off the wire. Plus, you're twisting it while you're putting it in there.
Right.
So,
It all up.
yeah, it twists it up, and that can cause a problem if you heat up too much of the wire or use too much solder. So you need the enamel to still be on there to protect the wire from the other wire. So you got to do it just at the tip. And
It sounds like brain surgery to me.
it's small. And then you got to, what I don't like is that you have to super glue it into place because you can't thread it till it's tight because it hits that far wall and will mess up the wire. So I can snap the super glue and take it all the way out if I need to fix it, but it is just, one more complication later on.
Yeah. A little oaky Loctite.
Yeah. I have Loctite, but I also will use super glue. It dries quick enough.
Yeah, and certainly has enough force, I'm sure, for something that small.
Yeah. And
Power.
it does get brittle, so I have had them like break under regular usage and then come loose, but the solder will hold it together long enough for me to get it in a pocket and put it back together later. Oh, let's see. And then the other ones that I have done, like I've shown these before. These use a much larger connector, but I have to 3D print the casing for it. And they're easier to do, and I've printed out a couple of different ones, and I've even used like different like drivers instead of the one mores, and they come out pretty well. But these don't like fit in upside down very well. And some of my headsets are made to come up over the ear and then into the ear. And so these would be upside down. But they just don't like to stay in that way. Like, I recently purchased... Oh, hold on. You got me off on a subject now, so we got plenty to talk about.
Good.
I recently purchased these.
Those translucent?
Hold on, I'll get to the driver in just a second. But I purchased this, two of these, a left ear and a right ear. Obviously, they come in a set, but they're relatively low cost. I think it was like $20 or something, or 25. And it's just, Bluetooth, single-sided, wireless.
Hey, we got a Leo sighting, by the way.
Mm. And well, so the 3D printed ones and the ones that I put the stem in, they just don't fit in the ear very well using these. So I ended up with a bunch of the Shure SE 215s and 315s. These are 215s, and these fit on there really well and work like really
How
good.
much do those run? Because sure,
A lot.
That's a premium, yeah.
But I got them in that bulk lot of broken stuff, and these just didn't happen to be broken. I think most of them, it was the cables that came with them were old and messed up. But
Awesome.
the drivers themselves, I found one out of like the 15 or 20 that I got that didn't work well. So,
Wow.
yeah,
That's a score.
yeah.
Big time.
But the resale value on them isn't all that great. And I have use for them, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not buying them to flip them, then,
Yep.
whatever.
Well, I do sometimes flip stuff, but probably not as often as I should. I hold on to too much shit. Hey, Leo. No mic?
Yo, yeah, I do have one.
Okay.
I was just waiting for a break in the conversation for a minute.
We were
Oh,
talking.
Come on in, man. We need you. We
We-
need you today.
We were talking about headphones.
I was reading the chat and I figured I'd drop in for a couple of minutes. Before,
Awesome.
I've got to make it to a record shop here in a minute.
Well,
Oh,
we're
perfect.
trying to get more new hosts.
I know, I see that. So you guys want me to throw that out on Twitter too?
Yeah. And drop the Discord link for what we're using right now if anybody wants to join immediately.
Do you have the link? Because it only ever gives me the letters.
Yeah, I dropped the link in the Discord.
Oh, yep, sure did.
Yeah, I dropped it in the Telegram too. But nobody likes us.
No,
I blame Josh.
it's my fault.
I mean, I'm so amenable.
Yeah. It's got to be me. There's no other explanation.
But no, I really like the MMCX connectors because, like, I even took this pair of Razer Krakens, which had a bad cable and a bad mic, and took off the bad mic and then added the MMCX connections on the bottom there. So I can take like this set of LGs that I showed just a second ago with the L connectors. It's probably better to use the ones that aren't L connectors, but in this instance, I'm just showing. So, and pop it right in there,
Nice.
and
Easy peasy.
Bet.
and I have so freaking many of these LGs. Not the retractables. I only got 5 of the retractables, but let me see.
I need a hobby that makes money instead of
Well, after these modifications, they don't really sell all that well. Looks like most of mine fell off my peg. It kind of sucks. But here's a few of them of the non-retractable. Well, yeah, I only was able to grab 3 right there. But there is also 3 of the retractable. And then I have 5 of the retractable total. 1's charging, 1 I'm using, and 3 on a peg, waiting to be used. And I should have 15 or 20 of the non-retractables. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun for me.
Yeah, Joe's audioing for him.
Plus, you can see my headphones back there that are hanging up. Plus, let's see, there's one there. There's another non-retractable there, but that one needs work. There's my Razer Naris. There's about 10 more sets of headphones on the shelf over there. There's a box of broken ones there. I have, this set of red what is it? Skull Candy Hesh
Heshes.
3s. Hesh
Yeah.
3s.
I had a blue pair of those. Those were actually pretty decent for, what was it, like $30 or something?
Yeah, they're fairly cheap, but they're also fairly easy to work on. I mean, these break all the time,
Yep,
and
that
I
happened
just
to mine.
3D print new ones. And my daughter used these for a year and a half, and then I guess with all the flopping around that it's doing, the cable broke, so I need to do a full cable replacement across the way. And then my other daughter also has a blue pair, which is going to need the same treatment. I gotta find out where I put that, but yeah, full cable replacement across the top, which is always tedious. But yeah, it'll be up and working again. And then I eventually want to take one of those because all the connections and the battery and everything is all on one side, and turn that into one of my Bluetooth audio adapters because they do pass through audio on those, and it'll be much slimmer than the one I currently have. I don't know where I put it right this second, but
So
I
the
mean,
bottom line is, Joe, you just don't have enough projects going on.
that's what it is. I don't have enough projects going on. Like I said on the show, I'm gonna, if I can't fix that TV, I'm gonna pull the speakers from it and I'm gonna 3D print an enclosure for it, and then I'm going to I don't know if I'm gonna take some old headphones and build a Bluetooth setup with that, but I'll need to put an inline amplifier, or if I'm gonna take an Alexa and use that, or if I'm going to take a Raspberry Pi Zero W and get the DAC hat for it, and then an amp, and then run it that way. Maybe I'll just, do the easiest first and then slowly make it more difficult.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds complicated.
Yeah, I just buy them intact, and when they're no longer intact, if super glue or duct tape doesn't fix it, I just buy another set.
I'm with you, Leo. That's
You know what?
my repairability.
You're the kind of consumer that I love because eventually you either throw them away or give them away, and I will take them.
Oh yeah. Listen, you next set of headphones that break and I can't fix, you provide the postage and I'll ship it to you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel from the Linux Link Tech Show from Tilt is supposed to be sending me some LGs that I haven't worked on before. They have the neck band, but they're detachable.
Mhm.
So instead of being the retractable, the whole earpiece comes off. He says he's already taken it apart, but all the parts are there, and it said it was just going to be a pain to put it back together, and I'm okay with that. So. And he might be sending me an old broken laptop too. So yeah, I'll be in hog heaven for that one.
Yep. I think I'm gonna send you the Super Luxes, Joe.
Do
You
it.
just take 'em. I bet I'll ruin them.
There's this guy on Facebook Marketplace right now that has about 10 pairs of halfway decent headphones. He says some of them are broke, some of them ain't. And he's got the set listed there for 20, but I'm not sure if that's 20 each or 20 for the whole set. Yeah. Because, yeah, it's about a 45-minute drive for me, but if it's 20 for the whole lot,
Yeah, that could be worth it.
yeah. And I missed out on halfway decent laptop with a 6th gen i7 that wouldn't turn on for like $45. Tried to pick it up on my way back from the VA, but like somebody bought it while I was messaging the guy.
Killer.
I'm still waiting for the framework. I want one of those. It's I mean, forgive me, but it's either that or a MacBook Air, the next generation one with the thin bezels.
Well, don't get me wrong, the M1s sound super nice and the screens look super nice. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for the Linux development to get a little bit better.
Yeah, I think at the point they release a Mac M1X or Pro or whatever, the next iteration of it, I think we'll be far enough that you can at least get it on there and mess around with a little bit. I mean, we might still be waiting on the graphical acceleration stuff, but I'm all right with that. I mean, I never planned on playing games on it anyway, and I'll probably use something fairly simple like Plasma anyway.
I wonder.
Won't need much.
I have to wonder how their new right to repair stance is going to affect the community when it comes to being able to put Linux on those devices. If people will be able to use the hardware to more easily figure out what the software needs to be.
Maybe, but I know that they keep those things pretty close to the chest. There's that software enclave, encryption enclave that they have that kind of obfuscates pretty much everything. That's why the M1 guys are Asahi guys are having to reverse engineer everything. I mean, everything is from scratch.
Can you believe the progress they've made already?
I know.
I mean, it's incredible.
Everybody was naysaying it. I feel like I was one of the very few people out there that were like, nope, it's gonna go faster than you think. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be surprising. You're gonna be surprised. And then everybody finally turned around and was like, wow, it's so fast. I wonder how they're doing it. Because they're electrical and mechanical engineers, man. These guys are
Right, this
smart
isn't their
people.
first rodeo, right?
Right.
They do
Yeah.
this every day.
The main guy had done it to the PlayStation.
Yeah.
The 3 or 4, whatever it was. But I mean, that was the same way, where everything was pretty much, it's just opaque. You can't see into it. So everything you have to figure out, you have to figure out on your own.
Can you imagine starting a project like that? Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I would have the first clue. I mean, I'm not a developer, but it just seems like it would be so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, my first thought, if I wanted to get into that kind of development, is find something that's already been reverse engineered and figure out their
Something,
thought processes and
find
everything
something
that they
that's
went through.
close and
Yeah.
minimize your modifications. But that's going to be a pain in much the same way the Surface is. Every time there's a kernel update, how do you have to modify that to get it to work with the M1?
Well, the cool thing is, though, that they are upstreaming all of that into the kernel, so you end up in a situation where as long as you don't cause regressions, things won't break every kernel. Now, regressions are a different story, and that happens to almost all hardware, so the Mac wouldn't be unique in that.
Yeah.
So I think they're good, man. I think once they figure out the graphical side, it's just going to be all downhill from there, and it's going to be a matter of, well, what distro do you want then? And then tweaking the distros. That'll pretty much be the only work left. And, I mean, that would be it for Asahi. They'll be done with, the development on that for the most part, besides fixes, until the next chip comes out that breaks everything. And then it all starts over again.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw, Leo, it's Moss's birthday, so... And I wanted to
Alright.
make sure we said it on the show. Happy birthday, Moss.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Moss.
Happy birthday, Moss.
He said he's going to Golden Corral, so he's intending on feeling terrible for his birthday.
He's doing the
Faded.
he's doing that senior citizen thing.
What? Where you go around the world? You go to the
No,
Italian
Golden
section?
Corral.
Yeah, you go to the Italian section, you go to the seaside section, you go to the pizza section. Yeah, the home style section, right? There's an Asian section now too.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he'll be going to the Waffle House.
Ooh.
I've never been.
For chicken, waffles, and a fight. I love it.
Oh, chicken and waffles. Okay, what are you guys?
For
take
the
on
hat
chicken
trick.
and waffles, man?
I'm not a huge fan of sweet and salty.
There's
basically
nothing
blasphemy
wrong
to
with
pretty much
there's nothing wrong with chicken and waffles, and you say you're not a fan of sweet and salty, but there's something about a Monte Cristo.
Yeah, just they don't. I mean, I'll eat them. I don't think I'll enjoy them as much as everybody else, though.
Yeah, my house is very divided on the chicken and waffle thing.
Mm,
So it
Yeah.
causes arguments.
yeah, give me all the salt in one
Oh,
go,
so-
and then give me all the sweet afterward. They don't necessarily belong together.
Dude, I went to a party last night instead of going on to the Lugcast, and oh my god, there was so much good food there.
And you still have a headache from all the whiskey?
I didn't drink until I got home.
Oh, okay,
I
okay. And
preferred,
the ibuprofen's on top of the fridge, so
yeah,
you're good, right?
this was a completely new group of people, and I preferred not to start out being a drunken ass. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, you slowly make your way to, hey guys,
Right.
this is the real me.
right.
This is the, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, when the
after
facade is down.
halfway through this handle, that's the real me.
Yeah, yeah, but lots and lots of nachos, with really, really good homemade queso.
I'm dying over here.
Oh, it was so good, and I had so many calories.
Yes. Love calories.
Yeah,
I try to avoid them.
it's a terrible curse. You're genetically predisposed to wanting to eat, man.
Mm.
I can't figure it out.
Man, it's terrible too. I mean, especially once I hit 40, it seemed
Oh,
like that
dude.
was like that really dividing line age where it's like now you just look at it and gain 5 pounds.
Yeah,
Oh,
it started a little bit earlier for me, but yeah.
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah, late 30s, around 40. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough now, man.
So I'm probably up like 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah, but you're a big man.
But,
Joe,
yeah.
so I feel like 3 pounds you wouldn't even notice.
Well,
except for
it's
on the scale.
it's not like it was just yesterday. I mean, it's been since Thanksgiving, and then people show up and are like, "Here, have this delicious food," and it's like,
Nah, man, it's just water weight. You had too much salt. It's just water.
Take a water pill. It's all good.
That's
Uh,
it. That's it.
but I did spend this morning, cooking. I made like 4 different types of protein bars this morning, and I might cook some more this afternoon. I'm probably
you just have
gonna.
those in your pockets. That's where the 3 pounds came from.
Is that what it is? Well, my protein bars have to stay frozen, so
Oh,
it's
okay,
not
you're that cold, huh?
yeah, yeah. It takes longer to eat too, which is one of the good things about it.
It's like hard candy. You kind of have to warm it up a little bit first.
Oh yeah, I got this brownie protein bar recipe that is just incredible, and then my peanut butter fudge protein recipe. Oh, I freaking love that. I had some I bought some store-bought stuff yesterday. There's this
Oh, herbal
in-
essence stuff. I see what you're saying.
in
Brownie.
in Walmart. No. It's peanut butter fudge with like chocolate pieces in it.
Granola, Essence, granola.
Do they make granola?
I don't know.
But yeah. No, I looked at the calorie count. It was like 330 calories for this little thing, but I ate it anyway because it was really it was pretty good. But
Well, you don't have time to eat, right? I mean, it's just a calorie bomb, so it'll keep you going for a little bit.
yeah, and I was thinking about it, and it's like the ones I make are less calories, more filling, and taste better.
It's that sodium that'll get you in all that prepackaged food.
Yep. Yeah. That's my curse. So
And the sugar.
Yeah, I don't much go out of my way to eat sugar, but man, I will eat the salt, all of the salt. That's what's
Amen.
gonna kill me one day.
Yeah,
And the fat,
same here.
Yeah.
Ticker's gonna go.
the,
Salt.
the grease.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
But yeah,
Leo, ever since you mentioned that barbacoa, man, I have to get on a mission to try to find some.
Listen, all you need is a bunch of garlic, a little salt, and a crock pot, and go find yourself that the cheek meat. There's got to be some store somewhere. There's no way you live in California near taco trucks and can't get your hands on this stuff.
Oh, dude, we have, yeah, that's one thing we have no shortage of is like the Hispanic grocery stores and all that. It's
Yes.
got to be out there. I need to go find it. I'm
Yeah,
lazy
all-
more than anything.
Look, you don't even need to know Spanish. You just need to know one word, cachete, and then you walk in there and then just like shrug your shoulders and look at people and just say that. And then they'll be like, oh, it's over there. Okay, cool.
All right, cachete.
There you go.
Got it.
don't let them lie to you. Somebody in that store speaks English.
I know, but they pretend they don't, so they don't have to deal with you.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
No, they think it's funny that you're floundering around. That's what it is.
There's more respect behind those eyes than you might give them credit for.
Well, you are the person, that walked in there to spend money in their shop.
Exactly, right? They don't care if your Spanish is terrible. They want your $10.
No puedo hablar español, pero tengo mucho dinero.
There you go. Exactly. And I need one of those, and one of those, and one of those, and one of those.
Or soy mentiroso. I don't have much money.
I have enough for one concha. That's pretty
That's
much
right.
it. 50 cents. All right.
Dame el pan.
There it is.
I need a refill on coffee. 1 second, gentlemen.
I think I need another monster. Make Leo run the show for a few minutes.
I can do that.
Where's the
Just put your
camera?
Face.
Where's the
I'm
camera?
in a different room today.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a
Okay.
camera on this machine.
I figured you were on the phone or something.
No. I've just been
So-
watching chat, exporting video, and just kind of hanging out for a little bit. And saw y'all needed some company, so I figured I would join for a little bit.
Kid's not taking up the time today.
Nah, she's in a room doing stuff. She's growing up and doing more stuff on her own. So.
Oh, so you can come back. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, well, we got to go to the record store in a minute. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting until they're done waiting on me.
Ah.
They get mad at me and tell me it's time to go. But it was time to go 15 minutes ago.
Ah.
It's just awesome you still have a record store to go to. Those
Yeah.
aren't rare anymore.
Yep, we have. It's literally called Record Guys. They do exactly what you expect. It's VHS, DVDs, Blu-rays, tapes. They have 8
Well-
tracks.
Dude,
they-
I'm flying out there just to go to that with
We-
you.
Dude, they have like a little section of reel-to-reel like players. So
No way.
yeah, they do everything. And then there's and because it's Texas, there's one guy in the back corner that just sells knives.
Of course.
Has nothing to do with records or
Just
music or
knives.
entertainment or anything.
Cheap,
And it's
nasty,
like, hey,
mall knives.
I see you're buying the vinyl of Blue Oyster Cult. How about a knife?
Dude, I live in
It's
the
got
wrong
all these
state.
cool spikes on it.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Like,
It's like
knives in a vinyl? I mean, what more do you want?
yeah, it's like our flea markets, man. There's always a couple of people down each aisle that's like, hey, man, I got shurikens and a samurai sword. That guy's got nunchucks.
Right?
It just do a little bit. Of
Here's
everything.
these
So why not?
throwing stars, man. You could be
Yeah.
a ninja by this time next week.
Yep. No
That's right.
refunds. No refunds, and not responsible for when you throw that in somebody's face.
Exactly. It's probably right next to the guy selling like the knockoff sports apparel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's exactly it. Yep.
Now, we have,
How can this hockey jersey be $8? Oh, you don't want to know.
Watch
Uh,
it once and find out.
out here, I think the closest thing we really have to a record store that I've seen is Half Price Books. And they always have a huge amount of
Yep.
records there.
Oh yes, that's why I love going to Dallas for Half Price Books, and I love going to Dallas for not Monoprice, Micro Center.
Yeah.
Those two places are just, I mean, they're candy stores, man. I love books, especially old books, especially like different versions of books that I already have that I enjoy. Man, that place is a gold mine, Half Price.
I have had 7 different phone calls today from people wanting to put solar on my house in El Paso.
Wait, well, I was gonna say like, hey man, you should take them up on that. Yeah, across the state. So.
Yeah. But it's because I haven't changed my phone number, so...
Yeah, my phone number's from a different area code as well, so yeah, that happens.
And I didn't even own that house in El Paso. They're like, yeah, this residence on Escondido, we want to put solar on it. And it's like...
Say sure. Go on out there.
I know, right? Yeah.
Come on over to my house and put them panels on.
Go
you
right
should-
ahead. Just slip the paperwork under the door. I'll sign it and slip it back. No
Yeah,
big deal, man.
Oh,
they'll make sure you
appreciate
get
that
paid.
so much.
That would be my father-in-law.
Oh, that's not good. Never mind.
Yeah,
Scratch that.
yeah. He's an asshole.
Oh, yeah, definitely worse.
I should give them his number though.
Good.
That would
Oh,
be
yeah,
hilarious.
moved. Here's my new address. Here's my phone number. You want to contact this person? He deals with the money.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't appreciate it all that much, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, I think that was the point.
Yeah.
The point is the pain.
But yeah, you can walk into Half Price Books and they'll have like Nintendos for sale,
Yep.
old Android phones. I picked up a bunch of PSP movies from
Oh,
there.
dude, I saw some of those at Record Guys. That is, it. Office Space was sitting on top. It was like it was a sign.
Oh,
Well,
dude.
I got
One of
League
my
of
favorite
Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think I got Hellboy. Gone in 60 Seconds. I got something
Oh,
else. too, I
Gone in
don't
60
remember.
seconds. Wow.
Yeah.
Cage
I
version.
haven't.
Yeah,
I
the
haven't
Nick
thought
Cage
about
version.
that movie in a long time.
But yeah.
You gotta
And
get. What was the one where it was Nick Cage in the airplane? He was a prisoner.
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Air.
Con Air,
Yeah.
yeah.
That one's another one of him that I kind of
Well,
like.
I want to get Steam Boy on the PSP so I can
Do
give
you-
that to my son.
Do you watch? Does he watch a lot on the PSP or what?
When we let him, yeah. When he's not getting in trouble because he's not paying attention to the rest of the world around him.
Yeah.
But
No
he's
idea what you're talking about.
if he's stuck.
Alright.
Oh no, she's waved at the camera and she nodded her head when you were talking about chicken and waffles. So
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
she did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I
Wait.
missed
So
it.
is she pro chicken and waffles or not?
Lydia. Hey, they want to know: are you pro chicken and waffles or against? Are you pro chicken and waffles or against? Never had it. See, she hasn't even given it a chance.
Oh
She said
my-
never had
Right.
it, so.
Okay. Well, we've figured out what you're having for dinner.
Yeah.
how can you say you don't like it if you've never tried it?
That's how it goes. You formulate an opinion, and just stick with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's how it goes.
oh well, what can you say?
Yeah, more for the rest of us.
Well, that's it.
I do. I wanted to make a whole bunch of like Monte Cristos and just have those for lunch. Since we had a bunch of ham left over from Thanksgiving, but my kids like wrecked that plan quickly and just
Yeah.
destroyed.
Okay, I'm
all the
looking at
ham.
This looks like French toast ham sandwich.
Yes, it is really good.
Wow. And jelly. There's jelly in.
You can. I don't do the jelly. Sometimes I will do maple syrup though.
No wonder people like McDonald's McGriddles.
Yeah, that's basically it, huh?
Yeah, just sausage instead of ham. Well, actually, you can get a ham in there. You can get bacon too.
More of a
Just not
Reuben
good
kind of guy
ham.
myself.
Oh, me too. I'm not even a. Don't Reubens have sauerkraut?
Yes.
I'm not even a sauerkraut fan. I actually dislike sauerkraut, but on a Reuben, it works.
You'll do it. Yeah, that
Mhm.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that gets me going.
hmm
And then there was silence.
Well, he's eating a Monte Cristo now. So.
I'm dreaming about a Monte Cristo right now.
See a little bit of drool just going
Yeah,
down,
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta,
like Homer style.
gotta
I-
take a
I-
breath eventually.
I haven't eaten very much today. It's like 3 o'clock. Well, that's because I ate so much yesterday. But it's like 3 o'clock, and I'm up to 805 calories for the day.
What's your target?
Round about 2,400, 2,200,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
You got a big dinner ahead then.
Well, I'll have probably 2 meals ahead.
Yeah. How can I be so fat? I eat like 400 calories. This is breakfast and lunch.
What is it?
Coffee.
What's
Coffee.
in? Oh, black coffee, no
wow.
I
sugar.
don't put anything in it.
Okay. Well, it does have calories, but what are you planning on having for supper?
That's a good question. Oh, you know what? I do know. We have a tri-tip in there. I'm gonna go grill.
Mm.
How many
So
calories is that?
That's a good question. It's a very large chunk of meat, so depending on how much you eat, you know. But I'm not a real big meat eater, so it probably won't be too much. Probably put it with a salad and a veggie.
What do you eat while you're at work?
Nothing. I
Nothing.
don't have time for any breaks.
You
Ever.
drive. You can eat and drive.
Yeah, if they catch you on the camera doing that, that's no bueno.
Oh, they sound
Yes.
way too controlling. I mean, who
Oh,
gives
yeah.
a shit as long as you get the job done?
Well, it's really efficacy. You have to be at a certain time on your routes, and that time leaves very
Okay.
little margin. Like I have time
Okay.
to maybe change the podcast on my phone, set it down, and get back to work.
Oh,
Well, they should be in a queue, and then you don't have to change anything. But no, my whole point is okay. Yes, they have timings, but if you are able to do things within those timings, then what the fuck is language? What is their problem?
Well, look, legally, you know, you have to have your 10-minute breaks and you have to have your 30-minute lunch, and it's always on my paperwork. But in reality,
Yeah,
you
I know how
there's
that goes.
just- yeah, it's just not. Can't do it. So, yeah, generally it's a bottle of water. I'll pull over and grab a big bottle of Aquafina or something, and that's lunch and breakfast.
It sounds like they're breaking the law.
Well, they're not. I am technically. They're covered.
aren't they always?
They're setting you up for failure.
I'm telling you, this is going out live on YouTube. Maybe a record of something bad.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a record.
Right. No, it's not on them. It's on me. You know, I just feel like I have to make sure I hit my time targets.
And you're not allowed to take anything when people throw away computers.
No. Like
Oh,
I
that's-
said, we
that's
used
terrible.
to be. Oh yeah, they used to be sitting on the curb and you could just grab whatever you wanted. But yeah, a few people kind of ruined that and they didn't like how that looked. So that's when the anti-scavenging rule came into effect.
Oh man.
But why send a computer to a landfill when all it needs is a power supply or a
Liability,
screen
Joe. Always
or
about liability.
Do you really want to go down that rabbit hole, man? Let me tell you something about recycling. That is
Oh
not,
no. I understand the recycling is terrible.
Oh yeah,
Because the shit just gets sent to China and burnt.
yeah. Oh, if you're lucky,
Yeah.
we burn it here.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm talking about why send that stuff to a landfill? Why send it to recycling? I can take it home, I can fix it, I can resell it, I can use it, I can make it worthwhile again.
Well, that would mean they cared even this much about you.
Right. Yeah, it's all about the money, baby.
Yeah.
Like always.
It's all about their money.
More money.
Their money.
Yeah, if that recycling doesn't make them money, then into the trash it goes, and like you said, to be burned or landfilled or whatever else. So, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, what you should
Rare
do,
earth materials are being buried every day.
have a buddy and have them, you know, hit the trashes
If they're
first.
burying the rare earth materials, that means they're just putting it back.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Just-
just planting
wait.
it so that it'll grow like a silver tree or a gold tree, and then we can make more motherboards, right? We're in a chip shortage, Josh.
That's
we got to
how
do
it
all we
goes.
can.
That's how it goes, man. We're just giving back to Mother Nature.
Exactly.
And making it go through the whole, you know, nature destroying process of being remade.
Yeah, it's like Animal Crossing, right? You get an apple, you plant the apple, you get an apple tree in 2 days, and then you get some apples the next day. That's
Right.
it's just the way that it works,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just
Yeah.
lie to us.
No, the earthworm eats the motherboard, poops out the material, boom. There it
New
Out an
computer.
iPhone, as a matter of fact, they're really good at it.
Are you saying iPhones are crappy?
No, yeah, actually, yeah. See, you put the worms on top of your compost heap, and then at the bottom, when you open it up, iPhones pop out.
iPhones, yeah. Call it crapple.
I concur.
Uh-huh. Speaking of which, did you ever get a chance to play the Pine Phone, Leo?
No. I think Joe, do you still have it?
I do still have it, but you're not on the show
It's-
anymore.
I know it's true. If I'm getting it at all, I'll be dead last.
Well, you know what I have sitting here, Leo?
Uh-oh.
And I don't use it ever because
Oh,
it's
It's
not.
even got the Yumi on the back.
Yeah, UB Ports Edition. So it's
Hey.
an early one.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah, and yeah, it might need a new home. So
Well.
Darn it, I was going to use it as an excuse to make Leo get back on the show, and you just ruined it.
well, sorry, just took away Joe's leverage.
Well, how am I supposed to test Bluetooth transfers between two Pine phones or between two Linux phones if I don't have two?
There you go.
Don't worry, Joe. All's not
Well,
lost.
you don't need it between two Linux phones. You just need it between a Linux computer and a Linux phone.
No. See, I need to do phone to phone so that you can have a full.
Speaking
report.
of which, I wanted to talk to you, Leo, about your Bluetooth keyboard, because I'm still having, even after going back and like forcing my Bluetooth to not go to sleep, I'm still having issues where the keyboard will drop connection for a short amount of time, and then it'll reconnect, but it won't actually work, or it'll only work for like a key press, and then it'll be out of sync.
Out of sync? No, I've never had that happen before. I've had the keyboard go to sleep and then not wake back up. So you just have to flip the switch off and then back on, and then it's good to go again. But yeah, I've never had it where it's out of sync or anything.
And I have multiple Bluetooth keyboards and multiple Linux devices, and they all have similar issue. But you're not having any of those problems with your Bluetooth keyboard?
Well, I only have the one, and no, so far. I don't mainly use it for Bluetooth though. It's pretty much always wired. But I mean, I have used it anytime I take it and use it for work, like on the iPad or something like that. I mean, it's fine unless you let it go to sleep. But
On
you
the
can turn
iPad,
off
though.
the sleep. I've had it on the Linux laptop. I've had it on a Linux laptop. I've had it on my recording setup, which has Wi-Fi Bluetooth combo thing, and then I've done it on an iPad. So, yeah, I mean, it all seems on the up and up. I haven't had any issues with it yet. Like I said, besides when it falls asleep, sometimes it doesn't like that.
Okay. Well, no. Sometimes I can bring it back by basically turning off the Bluetooth on the keyboard and then turning it back on. And then sometimes I can... And then sometimes I can bring it back by turning the Bluetooth off on the computer and turning it back on. But then sometimes neither one of those will work.
Is this all on Linux?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The issues, the sleepy issues I've had have been on Linux.
I haven't actually tested it on like a Windows device or an Android device or anything like that. So
My experience with Bluetooth on Linux is it's a little bit dodgy.
Well, let me ask you this, Joe. What OS are you using this on?
Linux Mint.
Okay, so are you on the 5.4 or 5.11 kernel?
5.11.
Yeah, because that's my experience too. I wonder if maybe 5.13 will help when that comes out in a few
Well,
weeks.
I've been hoping that
here.
updated kernels would assist with, Bluetooth for the last decade. So
Yeah, it's not been good, but you might be able to get away with like just installing a newer version of BlueZ.
yeah, I've tried that before too.
Oh, nothing, huh?
And we have 5.13 on Mint now, Leo.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, 5.13 is available.
No,
I just
that's
checked.
right. I did tweet about that. I was getting that mixed up with 5.11.
There, I'm installing 5.13 now.
Oh, okay, so it might help.
Yep.
But I think I had good experience on 5.11 though, so yeah, back on November 9th, I sure did tweet about it. I just got it mixed up.
Easy to do. You're a man running mini OSs these days.
Oh man, yeah, Void right now, which is it's not been bad. I've enjoyed it actually.
Which did you go with KDE on that one?
XFCE still for
XFCE.
now, but yeah, I'll probably end up with Plasma.
Yeah.
Their version of Cinnamon is still on the 4 branch, so I didn't want to go Cinnamon at all.
Well, I am going to let you two talk for a few minutes.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm about to have to leave Josh alone now. Uh-oh.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness, and I just have to sit here and go, I don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, when Joe comes back, I'll tag him out. Tag him in. So, yeah, I don't know. I've really enjoyed Void. It has reminded me a whole lot of back in 2003-ish when.
Old days.
Yeah, when I mean this was my first. I mean, buddy, you got to learn Linux now, kind of situation. So, it really reminds me of it. You have this incurses installer, and you just kind of go through step by step. It doesn't tell you right or wrong. You make choices, and if those choices are wrong, well, buddy, it's just not going to install properly, and you won't know until you reboot.
Oh man, those are my favorite kind.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I think that's why I gravitated toward Linux in the first place, where it'll let you make terrible choices.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've done that so many times.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Luckily, somehow, I made it through the initial Void install without a hitch. I was impressed with myself.
Oh, good job. Yeah.
I think it took me second or third try on Arch because I worked up some config or like messed up my chroot, or I can't remember what it was now, but yeah, ended up having to do it second or third time was the charm.
Doing it the archway.
Yeah, yeah. I told myself I was gonna do it the automated scripty whatever they just created way. I just never ended up doing it because I already had my Arch set up the way I wanted, so I didn't want to blow it away.
I've never tried it doing vanilla Arch. You know, I always take the cheap path like Endeavor or something like that.
Yeah, actually, that is what I ended up replacing my Arch install with, because Endeavor comes with packdiff scripts that do the heavy lifting for you. So you don't run into those, oh, hey, guess what? You updated and your Arch is broken now kind of
Yay.
situations. Because I know I won't be following their blog or whatever, so I'll never see it. And they give you like 2 or 3 months heads up too. But yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'll never see it, so I'll blow it up every single time.
That's what I did in Manjaro. I didn't visit the forums apparently, and yeah, blew my KD straight to you know where, Hades.
Oh, weird. I figured Manjaro would be fairly automated as far as all that goes. Garuda is.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't really a Manjaro issue. It was specific to the KDE spin. And what happened is someone didn't realize that a lot of the KDE packages got pointed to I think it was like a GitHub repository that unfortunately didn't exist, or it got moved. So when you did your update, it just ripped out everything and didn't replace it with anything. So you wound up with no.
Hang on, wait a minute. I was told that Manjaro doesn't do that when everybody was making fun of System 76 and Papa West for nuking the desktop. I was told Manjaro was superior in that aspect, and that kind of thing just never happened.
Never happens. Perfect for a newbie.
I saw so many people saying, well, Pac-Man would never do this. Yeah. Alright,
Yes,
alright.
as long as you're a newbie that likes the TTY to reinstall your KDE packages, you're fine.
Yeah, that's the thing about Arch is I figure you gotta not be afraid. You don't have to love it. You just can't be afraid of the terminal, because there's gonna be something that goes wrong eventually, and unless you plan on nuking, which I guess you could. I mean, you're gonna have to do it. So, I mean, you just be okay with it. You don't gotta like it. You just gotta not hate it.
Exactly. It's Linux Braveheart edition.
Exactly. All right, y'all. I'm being yelled at for record time, so
I'm envious. Have a good time, Leah. Thanks for coming on.
I think
It was
I will.
nice to have
that
you here.
Blue Oyster Cult joke I made earlier is not a joke. I'm actually going to go get that.
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong with some BOC.
Hey man, don't fear the Reaper.
I'm getting to the age I might have to start.
Oh. Reduce the salt. You and me both. We need to agree to reduce the salt.
Never. I refuse. I'll go out on a salty shield before I give it up.
Oh man.
All right, man.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Lou. You too. homemade bars, Joe?
Those are still freezing.
Oh, okay.
This is an oatmeal cream pie.
Oh,
Not a
that
like.
Little Debbie one?
No, it's not a Little Debbie one. It's Phenoplex oatmeal cream pie, oatmeal protein pie. Yeah, it's still like 310 calories, so it's not like it's low calorie or anything.
Well, if you're able to burn a 2,400 calorie diet, you probably don't have to worry about it too much. I think that's the problem I have is not so much intake, so much as output.
You can increase that slowly.
Yeah, and I need to.
Start lifting heavy things.
I wish I could, but my weight room days are gone because I blew my shoulders. So, yeah, things hurt a lot when I have to move heavy objects these days.
You still got
But it's
legs.
still true. Yeah, and I still have plenty of things to do around the house. You know, it's constantly an oil change on a car or this or that. You know, little movements here and there. But I could really use an everyday type of thing.
I went through physical therapy because I had a torn rotator cuff. And I didn't have to have the surgery, but I did have a pretty good tear here, and then 2 more like loose spots, they said, in the back that were really thin. And it took me like a year and a half to build back up, but I'm finally putting up decent numbers on the bench again.
So you just strengthen the muscle around the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably start working it, but I'll tell you what, just lifting, little 20-pound dumbbells to these days, I mean, just doing little bits with that in terms of shoulder exercises, man, I get a burn almost immediately.
Yeah, I would start with bands. Like, don't grab the free weights. Start with bands.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people throw some shade and some disrespect at bands, but
No, I've used them actually. I did P90X for a while with a friend, and we used bands during that, and it wasn't bad. You definitely get a good burn out of those.
and the nice thing about the bands is they start out easy and then get harder, and then you stop before it starts hurting. So
Right, progressive resistance.
plus, especially with messed up shoulders, you can work on your rotations, which is how you build up that rotator cuff.
Yeah, and go to work and steer a big old garbage truck and break it back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe not as quickly.
True. I need to do it. I always tell myself this, I need to do it. And then I don't.
Then just start doing it. Don't tell yourself you need to. Just be like, oh, look, I got 20 minutes. Let's do it.
You have 20 minutes? Joe, you
One-
don't have 20 minutes. You've got so many hobbies.
I usually, it's difficult to find time, but like I haven't done as much bike riding this last 2 weeks or so.
Get
I think
out
I've been
and
out
do
like
it.
once.
Have a job.
Raised 3
multiple
kids, multiple podcasts.
Oh my god.
I have too many hobbies. Plus, I like cooking, which I guess could be another hobby. So yeah,
For certain.
I have to rotate my hobbies.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this week we'll do a little reading. Next week we'll do a little.
I never stop reading.
No.
That
stays in the
audiobooks,
lineup.
audiobooks. Matter of fact, I just finished this really good book by Brandon Sanderson that I found out came out on like November 23rd. It's the third book in his Skyward series called Cytonic. Like literally just finished it before I got on here. It is really good. Yeah, Cytonic. And it's the like I said, the third book in the series, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
What's the premise?
it's in the distant future. Humans are stuck on basically a prison planet, and the rest of the universe thinks that they're like extremely violent and going to try and take things over again, and everybody's afraid of them. And then the only real way to travel is by either having these specific engines or people that have the ability to, make things travel with their mind. And then, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, it's actually really good. I'm just horrible at explaining it.
No, no, it sounds good. Did you get a chance to watch any of the Wheel of Time yet?
I have not watched any of the. Like I said, I got to rotate them hobbies.
Yeah.
So my TV watching is suffering right now. Because, I like keeping up with the shows. I'm behind on Doctor Who.
Oh, I know Norbert would call blasphemy on that one.
Well, he's behind on Doctor Who, so he can't say much.
Well, I guess he couldn't say much.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the new Hawkeye series yet. I'm 8 episodes behind on Magnum PI. 3 episodes behind on Flash. Haven't
So is
watched
this
any of the
the
Wheel of
new-
Time yet.
The new Magnum PI?
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of that. What do you think?
It's okay. It's watchable. It's nothing like, earth-shattering or anything like that, but it's definitely just your standard garbage TV show to watch.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough rebooting that one, man. It's like
They
do
did
I
a good
really
job.
remember?
They did a good job rebooting it. They changed some things. I mean, Magnum is what, Hispanic?
Yeah. Well, no problem with that.
Yeah, it comes out well. And then I haven't watched any. Well, I think I've watched like the first episode of the new Stargirl, the new season of Stargirl, so season 2. But I did watch all of C. I did watch all of Doom Patrol. I haven't watched any of the Blade Runner TV series yet. So I don't know if that's
There's
any
so
good.
much out there right now.
It's that time of year. I mean, November especially. Stuff's just coming out.
I think is the new season of Better Call Saul.
I've never watched it. I was never a big
Oh,
fan of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the Breaking Bad universe. I did stay up with that, but I don't know if the new one's been out. I just finished Vikings, the 6th season, 6th and final.
Well, I've only watched like half of The Big Bang Theory. I think. And then so I got people that try and talk me into watching Young Sheldon. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Not interested. Yeah.
I'm 6 episodes behind on Titans. I know I think the season's ended. Then I haven't watched all of Rick and Morty yet. Season 5. I haven't watched any of. No, I have. I watched the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 episodes? 6 episodes?
They're gonna have to live till at least 80 to get through all this backlog of stuff between
Dude,
TV shows.
If I
games,
wasn't,
books.
yeah, if I wasn't allowed to die until I finished my book collection, I would be immortal.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got this one that you recommended, the Daniel Suarez Damon and Freedom. I'm
Oh,
gonna
those
try
are
to pick
good.
that one. Yeah.
If you can get the audiobooks on those are good.
Yeah. Pick those up. Give me something to listen to in the truck in between. Because I'm burning through Linux podcasts now, pretty quick. So
Have you cranked up the speed yet?
the speed on the podcast?
Yeah.
No. No. Not yet.
You should. You should.
Should.
It's a little bit more difficult with podcasts because the audio isn't always, the best quality, and then there's the different accents to contend with, and because it's a tech-based podcast, there's a lot of words that are sometimes hard to catch. So, even 1.25, 1.5, those are good bumps. If you can crank it up to 2, crank it up to 2.
Yeah. We'll give it a try. Certainly need something to keep me entertained throughout the day. Like, I love Linux. But after a while, I'm basically listening just to try to stay in the loop for our podcast. But
Yeah.
yeah, after a bit, it's like, especially if it gets to the really enterprisey parts that don't have any bearing in my life.
Then you switch to audiobooks for a while and listen to those at 3 and 4x.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, sometimes I'll drop down to like 2.5 to 3. I can't even listen to books under 2 anymore. They just are so slow.
Yeah, depending on who's kind of doing the reading, they can get really slow, especially if you get someone with kind of the southern drawl and that, yeah, you know how their speech is, of course, a little bit slower.
It just takes forever to get anywhere at regular speed.
Yeah, I had a friend, or a very close family friend, I should say, that moved out to Kansas City, and we were asking him, well, how do you like it? He goes, it's great, except sometimes he goes, it just takes people forever to say what they want to say, They just speak slower.
Yep. Like sometimes I think I talk too slow, but people talking fast doesn't bother me.
No, I don't mind. Like Leo, he speaks pretty quickly. He gets a lot of words in a short time. But yeah, that doesn't bother me.
Of course, I haven't heard anybody go Kimmy Gibbler speed, so
Kimmy Gibbler.
Full House, The Neighbor Girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen that show.
Well, evidently the girl came back on Fuller House, but I never watched any of Fuller House.
I didn't even know they had.
Yeah.
So they brought it back?
Yeah, they had everybody except for the Olsen twins in and out on the show. So a bunch of the original cast minus the Olsen twins.
No, they just write them out.
I don't know. I never really looked into it. But it's interesting the shows that they were bringing back because they also brought what was that other show? Boy Meets World, except they brought it back as Girl Meets World, so it was his daughter. But they brought back like all the original cast.
Isn't it interesting how many shows they're bringing back in movies? And
Well,
it just seems like Hollywood's out of ideas or something. I don't know.
Oh, they go through cycles like that. I mean, they brought back MacGyver. MacGyver's ended though. I enjoyed all of that though. And then they brought back Magnum PI and Hawaii Five-O and just all these different like classic shows, and then even classic movies. I mean, they redid Tron. Well, they didn't redo. They made a sequel to Tron. They made a sequel to Blade Runner. Dune. They're redoing Dune, and then they're making another sequel to The Matrix.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wondering how that one's gonna turn out.
Right? How are they going to bring back the dead?
Yeah.
I mean, you killed off your main character, but I've seen that your main character isn't dead.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see how they pull it off.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne looking a little aged these days too.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, Keanu's not exactly a spring chicken anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that latest Bill and Ted's, man, he was looking quite a bit older.
Yeah, and I haven't even watched that. I wasn't really interested in, watching the third movie of Bill and Ted because it was all supposed to be settled after the second one. That was supposed to be the song that changed the world.
Oh yeah.
They were supposed to know how to play guitars by then.
Mm-hmm. No, and the story goes on.
And they were supposed to have little boys, but they ended, when they make the third one, they got little girls. Well, almost grown girls.
Yeah. To assist their fathers in their journey.
Yep.
I don't know. Consistency, it's not a thing anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times can you redo Halloween? Like, I want to see Halloween Kills, but
Evidently 20 or 30 times.
yeah, he just doesn't. You just ignore all the previous versions and just redo your own.
How many Rocky movies can you make? What are they up to now? 7? If you count the Apollo movies?
Yeah, if you count the Creed.
Or the Creed movies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's more impressive to me that Stallone can be on steroids for as long as he has and not suffer a heart
Well,
attack.
he switched from steroids to HGH. He got caught in like Australia or something with a bunch of HGH.
That makes sense.
That still has similar effects on the body though, so I don't know how he does it either, but probably
Yeah, because it makes everything grow, so your heart grows, everything grows.
really good doctors.
Yeah, I guess he's not hurting for money. He's not struggling to pay the electrical bill.
Plus, yeah, he's even complained about getting old. He switched from lifting weights to bands, as a matter of fact.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his videos that he likes to occasionally post, and he talks about using bands instead of weights because it's easier on his shoulders.
Right.
And he's had a couple of surgeries on his shoulders, which is why he got all the tattoos and everything. And then they're making an Expendables 4, and how to use a colostomy bag. The correct use of adult diapers.
Geriatric edition.
Right. And Dolph Lundgren is really looking old. And so, I mean, Van Damme, well, in his new movie, he didn't look as bad. But when he did the Expendables 3, I mean, the luggage that man had under his eyes was just, I don't know how he carried all that around.
Part of his weightlifting process.
Yeah, must have been.
Those cheek muscles. That guy was impressive, though. I'll tell you what an athlete. I mean, some of the stuff that he did, like in Bloodsport.
Yeah, well,
all that. Wow.
very flexible.
Yeah,
but
painfully so.
Yeah.
I would break in so many spots just trying to do any of that.
And then Chuck Norris, he was in 3, and for his age, he's looking good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, consider because he's what? I mean,
he's got to be 80. He's got to be 80.
He's getting way up there.
Yeah.
Arnold's aging quite a bit too. He's lost a lot of his muscle mass.
He's lost his muscle mass before and gotten it back, but his most recent one was he had frickin' heart surgery.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, this is not his first heart surgery either, and he has built some of it back since then, but he's not gonna be uber massive anymore.
Yeah.
Because heart surgery.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if that is also due to some
Massive steroid use.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He's admitted that he's done everything in the kitchen sink.
You'd have to, yeah. There's just no way to naturally get that kind of physique.
Oh, well, there's like 1 in a million people that probably could.
Yeah, who was it? Remember Herschel Walker said he did everything, or all of it naturally.
Well,
like 1,000 push-ups and sit-ups a day, and only ate once, and he was on a vegan diet. And well, how do you do that?
I'll give you another example of a guy that was really good sized and tried a bunch of different diets, but refused to take like normal medicine, and that's basically what killed him in the end because he refused to do any type of drugs. Was Jack LaLanne. He died from complications due to pneumonia because he wouldn't take any of the pneumonia medication. But yeah, I mean, he got smaller as he got, older. But when he was in his prime, dude was freaking jacked.
Yeah, he was. He was a big dude. Charlton Heston was also in pretty good shape. I wouldn't call him, he wasn't like swollen big, but I mean, that guy was pretty cut up for his day.
Yeah, yeah. But don't never know what Charlton Heston took because steroids have been around for an extremely long time.
That is true as well. I doubt they were testing anybody way back when.
Well, they don't care in the movie industry.
Yeah, not in the movies.
If you're an athlete, that's one thing, but well, even certain types of athletes, they expect you to be on something like professional bodybuilders. A lot of those are completely untested because, well, they want you to be a freaking monster up on that stage because that's what people pay to see.
True. Wrestling, same.
Right. Well, depending on the style of wrestling, but your professional wrestling, yeah, those guys are expected to be freaking mass monsters, and so most of them are juiced.
And that's why they die, relatively young.
A lot of them, yeah. But you've also had this slew of bodybuilders recently just dying because the expectations have gotten to be so inconceivable that you're supposed to be freaking massive and so cut that you're like 1% body fat, and that in itself is extremely difficult to do and really hard on your kidneys, your liver, and then the steroids are extremely hard on your heart and basically everything. And yeah, they're just dying off by the droves. So hopefully they'll change the rules some.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to. They really need to for people's health. But, if there's any way to gain a competitive advantage, people always go to whatever length. It doesn't matter how you try.
Yeah, well, even if you had completely blood tested, shows, then people would just do massive amounts of steroids or SARMs or whatever for most of the year, and then 3 months before the show,
Sure, lay off.
yeah.
Yeah. That's probably true. Yep. As a matter of fact, I know somebody way back when that might have tried to talk me into a cycle or two of that stuff, and I said, no way, buddy. I've had a couple family members that went down that route, and both of them had heart problems. Not even playing with it.
I wouldn't mind doing like a bodybuilding show, but yeah, I know how difficult it would be, and I'm not gonna do any steroids, but I might. If I did go down that path, I might end up on like TRT or something.
Yeah, it's hard to differentiate. What's legal one day isn't legal next. You remember Androstine and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Ripped Fuel?
Is that another one that got banned?
Yeah. Well, Ripped Fuel was basically an over-the-counter upper. It was a pre-workout pill, but it killed a bunch of people after a while, and further studies into it basically put it like what was it? One piece of chemical structure away from like meth.
Jeez, like ephedrine or something.
Yeah, ephedra. That's what it was, ephedra. And it was over the counter for years, and then they found out how bad it was and pulled it. Like right now,
Taking that, you remember those Major League Baseball player that took it and died, stroked out. I mean, I used to take those Killer Bee pills when I worked graveyard, at a gas station.
Dude.
And man, that would jack you up. Yeah, those eventually got pulled for having ephedra in it.
Yeah, no, there's, I don't know if it's still sold, but you used to be able to pick up, because I used to work the night shift at a 7-Eleven, and I had undiagnosed sleep apnea at the time, and sleep was rather painful. So I ended up taking this stuff called Lipo 6 Black, and you know, I had some buddies that rather liked things like, you know, Coke. And they're like, yeah, this is extremely similar. The tweak is really close.
That's not good.
But yeah, that was a nice smooth tweak. Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? I haven't even been looking at the chat, but there was people in there talking.
Well, yeah, just turned my head and looked at it. Just installed Mint Cinnamon 20.2 today, and then Star Wars. Yeah, the new Star Wars movies, and then Undead. I'm not sure what that was in reference to, Clayton.
Yeah, sorry. We kind of went off on things. Yeah, but congrats on the Mint 20.2. It's a great distro, of course.
Have you been keeping an eye on crypto lately? Because, yeah, it's been all over the place. Mostly down, but all over the place.
You know, I don't have any horse in that race, so I don't really pay attention to it. But, yeah, a lot of guys at work are really into that, man. So.
You and your undead. Still not
That
catching
is-
that reference, bro. You should join us. You should join us on here and explain.
Jump in the fray, Clayton. You got a mic? Yes. As far as Star Wars, I'm one of the ones that say there's 3, and that's it. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
you
inflexible
know,
on that.
The Mandalorian is awesome.
I'd have heard that.
And Boba Fett, the Book of Fett, is coming out this month.
Yeah,
So,
I just saw an advertisement for that. It looks interesting.
yeah. He says he's not ready. Well, you should get ready. We're here for a little bit.
Yeah. Shooting the breeze.
At least another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. Come on in. The water's fine. Help us not have dead air.
Right? As we talk about random things like weightlifting and headphones.
Yeah, nothing to do with technology whatsoever.
Oh,
Because
headphones
that's how
are
we roll.
technology. Headphones are technology.
Headphones are, yeah.
And we did discuss, you know, my future projects if I can ever get them together.
Right. Because Joe doesn't have enough hobbies. We've decided
That's
that.
true.
It's official.
I have been doing quite a bit of 3D printing lately. So, I
Something I've never even had the chance to witness. I don't even know anybody with a 3D printer.
like my phone case. I switched out my phone case so it's a wallet phone case. You know, all my stuff goes in the back right
You
there.
printed that?
No. But this phone case is extremely thick, so most stands won't hold my phone anymore. So I had to take a 3D print for like an iPhone stand, and then bump it up by like 5% or so, and print that out. And that my phone will now sit in that without, you know, trying to spill over.
Nice.
Yeah.
What software do you use to do that, to bump up the...
Cura will do that. A percentage bump like that, Cura will just do that. But then I also 3D printed like a mini screwdriver for like narrow spaces that'll just take the bits from a regular screwdriver. Well, one that takes bits. But yeah, so if I'm working in a confined space, that works out really well.
That could be really handy. You could use that, yeah, like you said, if you get those really small bits from a cell phone repair kit or something.
Yeah,
Laptop.
I'm gonna have to redo it for the tinier bits because I do want one for like the really really small style bits. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It should be right over here.
Hello, everybody. You're left with just me now.
I'm not far. Oh. Here is the little mini screwdriver.
Oh, hey.
And then it won't take the tiny bits like that, but it will take the one size up larger bits like that.
Standard
so,
size.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That almost resembles like the handle on like a faucet, outdoor faucet.
Yeah. And I think it will be extremely helpful. And then, I printed out something else. What was it? And I'm still using up that roll of glow in the dark filament has just lasted and lasted. I'm waiting for it to be done.
Things.
Yeah. I don't know if there's enough to 3D print the hands that my wife asked me to print out, but so I don't want to start those until I get on to the next roll, but that'll probably be a black roll. Let's see, PLA Ender, the stand, the wrench, the... Oh, I am planning on 3D printing headphones. I have extra drivers, like brand new drivers, so I am going to 3D print headphones. And let's see, I have this one.
So, cups and band?
Yeah. Oh, I 3D printed a watch stand as well for my grandpa's watch. My grandpa that died back in, what was it, April? Yeah, I got one of his watches, so I 3D printed a stand for that since my kids can't seem to, not mess with it.
Wristwatch? Or
Yeah, wristwatch.
Yeah, wrist.
And then, did I clear? Yeah, I cleared. Then I already talked about those power banks on the show, so let me.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great idea, especially for the bike headlight. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, and me and my son are going to work on another project involving this flashlight, and I'm going to cut it right along here, and then take a old USB cord and glue it so that it sticks out the back, and then with one of the batteries, line it up so that way I can just pop it in there and it'll turn on.
Right.
And
USB.
yeah, just pop it on to the battery and have a flashlight.
That'd be neat. Yeah. I bet it'd last quite a while with a good LED bulb too.
Yeah, I mean, those are dollar flashlights from the dollar store.
Yeah, I've got several of them laying around.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much dead.
Yeah, they wouldn't take 18650 batteries, which is what I was hoping, since they had the AAA adapters in there. They're just not quite long enough for them. But this way, it'll be USB and it'll work off those 18650s, and as many as them as I have, if a battery goes dead, I just move it over to another one. And since it's a dollar flashlight, if something horrible happens to it and it doesn't work, I don't care. I'll go get another one. I'll do the project again.
Love cheap tech.
I love taking cheap tech and making it worthwhile.
That's even better if you have the skills.
Well, this isn't any different than like the really cheap, uh, USB batteries that you can sometimes pick up at Walmart or the dollar store or somewhere else.
Station.
Yeah, this just has a slightly better internal battery because I put a better internal battery in it. So if you can pick these up, even if you can pick them up used at like your local Goodwill or something like that, then you're already got half the project done. No 3D printing required. All this is going to be is cutting and gluing.
Well,
So-
I could probably mess that up too.
You keep doing it until you don't mess it up.
Well, that's the assumption you're making, Joe. Is that
You said
get
you-
it at some point.
You said you have a bunch of these. Eventually, you're going to get lucky and do it right.
One would think. Never underestimate the bad luck that seems to follow me around.
Yeah. Well, the hardest part will be gluing it into the proper position, and you can do other setups until you're more confident with gluing it in the proper position. I mean, even if it's just running a cable down the center and hooking it into the battery.
It's all so simple
Oh.
until you do it.
That the one on my bike, yeah, I have one of those boards on it, but that puts a micro connection on there. So all I have to do is hook up a micro USB cable to one of those batteries and then hook it up to that. But it's basically the same crap. Run 2 wires on the inside to that board, glue that board into the proper position, and then hook a cable into it. As a matter of fact, when I glued it into position, it didn't want to stay in that position. Eventually, the glue breaks, it comes loose, whatever. Connection goes bad. What I did was I got a micro USB extender. And now I just hook into the extender so that piece doesn't move around or get touched or anything.
So, yeah, so you're not putting pressure on it.
Right. So I'm just hooking into that extender. The extender is the back end of that flashlight is all taped up with electrical tape, so it's sealed, and then I just hook into that extender. Need a new battery? Unhook it, rehook it, voila.
And then how do you hold the battery in place?
Well, I could 3D print a bike mount, but bike mounts are cheap, so I ordered 2 of them for like $4,
Oh, yeah.
and it's a universal mount, so any flashlight will fit in it.
Perfect. I got a combination beverage holder and cell phone holder, and it's too loose around my main phone here. This is too thin for it, so I think I'm gonna put some felt padding in there or something, because it's just hard plastic. See if I can snug it up a bit. But I do like having the drink holder. It's kind of nice just to pop it in there on the cruiser.
I don't have the drink holder, but I did get one of the bags essentially that goes up on the handlebars, and your phone slides into that, and there's a little cubby underneath to hold whatever. So that's where my batteries go to power my my bike light.
Yeah, that works.
Mm.
I was looking at some of those side saddle deals for the rear, but my God, they're expensive.
Some of them are, and well, are you talking about like a motorcycle, or are you talking about like a bike?
No, bicycle. Just
Okay.
panniers or whatever.
Yeah, there's a couple of $7 ones that will strap under the seat, and those are okay. But I don't really carry a whole lot when I go biking. I carry my phone and maybe my house key and the battery to my light. I mean, what else do I need to take with me?
Well, I thought, if I do have a grocery store within riding distance, and I thought, well, maybe I could just start getting a little exercise and doing, when you just need the odds and ends, not the big massive, every 2-week or whatever trip, but yeah, just for little things. So I
Yeah.
thought about getting a set, but yeah, they were like $50. I even went to Walmart and
Oh, you're talking about like not the basket, but like the tray on the back where you can strap things to it. like putting a backpack on there or something.
And they've got they're two like mesh wired panniers basically. So on either side of the bike. But yeah, they were pricey, more than I was willing to spend anyway.
Well, check Amazon, you can find something.
I do have a friend who said he has a set that he'd give me. Said they're a little old and they need cleaned up. So I might just see if I can, Okie rig those onto it.
Yeah, I mean, even if it only works for a week, even if it only works for a week, that's a week you didn't have it, and it was free.
Hey, the last basket I had on the front of the other cruiser was held on with zip ties, and it's still on there.
Can't argue with zip ties.
They come in handy in so many ways.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of zip tie fixes.
Right up there with duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to be having a play with this laptop, and I have not been using it. I need to get it out and do my sync thing and everything. This is the one I just upgraded to MX21.
Well, I got that 7140 over there that I'm gonna replace the hard drive on and give it a little bit more functionality, but I mostly don't use it because I got the Latitude that I use all the time. So,
Right.
but it's always good to have a backup device.
Absolutely.
And I gave my wife my 7130. So,
Yeah, I still need to pick up a tablet. I'm gonna put it off till after Christmas until I can get some funds recuperated once I buy for everybody else, and then I can start maybe thinking about some toys.
yeah. And now is going to be a difficult time to buy things like that again if the Omicron variant, sends everybody back to their houses. Prices on used devices were coming back down because everybody started going back to the office. I mean, not well, a lot of people started going back to the office. It's not 100% or anything, but if the Omicron variant does force everybody home again, you're going to see that prices on used climbing again.
Yeah, I imagine it's already probably happening just because of the holidays anyway.
Yeah.
People are probably grabbing things.
Well, yeah. Well, usually you'll see a drop off in price at the start of December because, everybody bought themselves devices on Black Friday. And then you'll see another drop off in prices in early January because everybody received new devices. So,
It's the time to flood the market with the old stuff.
yep.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe some of this used stuff will get a little cheaper.
Maybe, but like I said, if we get stuck at home, then everybody's going to be buying up everything again so that they got things to work
Man, I'm
from
so done
at
with
home. Plus, with the chip shortage, not as many people are getting new devices.
It's weird though, isn't it, that like this monitor, I got $30 off it. Like it's the only reason I pulled the trigger because they had a good Black Friday deal on it on Amazon. But there seems to be certain things that the price is still okay on, and other things like video cards are ridiculous.
Cars. Yeah, it's nuts. Cars and graphics cards. But graphics cards is a many-fold issue. Yes, there's shortages, but there's also, people that are mining crypto and buying 100 of them.
Right.
Like, there's these two kids in Texas that I just read an article on the other day that are making like $160,000 a year. And when I say kids, I mean like 12 to 16, making $160,000 a year because their dad got a loan so that they could start a crypto business, and they have like 100 3090s and 50 3080s and 25 other various cards. 100 3090s is $300,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah, that's a big investment.
Yeah, that's not including the rigs that they would need to run those.
Yeah, and imagine that electric bill at the end of the month.
Yeah, they had to.
Probably isn't friendly
They
either.
they had to move to a factory instead of just doing it from their garage. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
they had to move into the warehouse district and hire people. They're like 12 to 16, and they're hiring people so that they can continue to go to school while they're making $160,000 a year.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, what's I find crazy is their dad was willing to get a loan for what had to be $500,000 so that his 12 to 16-year-old could start a business.
Yeah, and you're putting a lot of faith in that crypto holding its value.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, eventually it'll pay for itself, but even making $160,000 a year on a $500,000 loan, that's, not quick.
Yeah, that's gonna take some time to get the ROI.
I don't. Their electrical cost has to be pretty damn high for that too, and so
Yeah,
you're
like
looking.
operating a server farm.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. So you're looking at minimum 4 years to pay back the loan, and probably closer to 6 to 8 years to pay off the loan. And even then, what if the price drops out sometime in there, and you simply can't afford to make a payment next month?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, then you go take out another loan to make the payment. Then you pull out a second on the house, and then you're pretty much up the creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
That-
it's a lot of faith. I don't think I could jump off that bridge. That's just.
I suppose if their dad was rich enough that it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, if the guy has the money, maybe it's no sweat off his back. But for average Joe, yeah, that's a little much.
Still, they are 12 to 16 making 100,000 plus a year.
Well, it's really not uncommon anymore, though, is it? These kids that are doing, YouTube channels and, influencers on social media and everything. I see people making ridiculous amounts of money, and I'm not quite sure what they're doing, to be honest.
Well, like Nikado Avocado. I don't know if you've heard of him, but all he does is like mukbangs, and he just bought like a $2 million home or something.
Hold on, what's a mukbang?
Basically, he eats a crap ton of food on camera.
That's it. Nice. Yeah, exactly. So you're getting paid to eat. Seems pretty nice to me.
Yeah, but it's going to kill him. He went from being like a really scrawny guy to being extremely fat. He's like 350 pounds or something.
Living the good life. Fat and happy.
But he's got a frickin' mansion.
Yeah, what are you gonna say? I mean, maybe eventually he'll be able to invest in a Peloton or something and take it back off.
He's gonna need to do more than that and change your entire eating habits at that point.
Yeah, you remember Epic Mealtime?
Yes, I do. One or two episodes of Epic Mealtime, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of those guys started having problems. Like, well, you're making a fast food lasagna out of burgers and stacking them and, all those crazy concoctions
It's like
that they had.
you were just spooning out the lard directly into your heart. You cracked open your chest and were just forcing the lard in there. What the hell did you think was going to happen?
Oh, that looks like some tasty cloggage. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Anything for a buck. Or a whole lot of them.
I gotta check. Did anybody say anything on the stream? Yeah.
No, I have not. Google's have. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, Clayton, we need more hosts. Just so you're aware.
Yeah, that we do. Preferably ones with a high amount of availability.
And more knowledgeable in Linux.
Yes, because I am stupid. We need.
I'm not all
technical
that
people.
bright.
No, you're. At least you're in a career that deals with it.
Yeah.
You know, technology. I'm a garbage man. So, yeah, I am certainly unqualified.
Well,
to
you're also a podcaster now. You're a Linux
be-
podcaster. That's
do
experience.
you think so?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
I still have a
experience.
hard time calling myself a Linux podcast.
You're a Linux podcaster. Live with it.
More like yeah, I don't know.
You should join us on like the Linux Lugcast, or Tilts, or both.
Oh, when do you guys record?
Well, they recorded the Linux Lugcast last night, and it's the first and third Friday of every month at what 8:30 Central, 8:30 Central.
Maybe 6
8 o'clock
yeah,
Central.
I'm home. I don't have anything really to contribute, just like here.
We do a lot of talking. That's about it.
You know what? I hate to admit this. I don't think I've added that to my podcast lineup. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah.
And then I don't know if you listen to the Linux Lugcast, or the Linux Link Tech Show, but we talk a lot about Joel's house.
I don't think I've listened to that one either. I need to put both of those on here. I will do that this week. I will listen in my truck.
Yeah, some of those podcasts have really kind of moved away from tech, and then we'll have segments where we do tech, but a lot of it is just, talking about life and shit.
Nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, that actually would be preferable because, like I said, you can take so much tech and Linux and all that, and then pretty soon you're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
there's other things.
Or me and Joel will start talking about apnea.
I wake myself up all the time, and yeah, and my partner, she'll wake me up too, and she'll be like, hey, you're not breathing again.
Do you have a CPAP machine?
I do not.
You
I
should
can't
get
even
one.
get a doctor out here. I have no primary care physician, and I've been trying for months and months, and it just
Oh, and you need a referral before you can.
yes.
Yeah.
So I need to get that done. Try not to stroke out in the meantime.
My primary care physician is the VA.
Right. Yeah. How's your experience been with that?
Out here, it's good. They have a pilot program to try and improve the VA altogether, and so they're much more attentive than they were in like El Paso. So here it's really good because I go to the Plano VA, and yeah, and then they'll send me out to either the Dallas VA or the Bonham VA. So I have a lot of doctors that I can see if I need to, and then they'll also cover me if I go to the Minute Clinic or something like that.
That's good. That's good because I had a neighbor that was a former Vietnam vet, and I took him to the VA out here, and it was shameful. How
Yeah.
they treated him. It
Yeah.
was shameful. I was
Well-
just embarrassed for this country at that point.
A couple years ago, a lot of that started coming to light, and that's when they started implementing the changes here, the pilot programs here, and I was just lucky enough to get out here at the time, and so yeah, I do have to, I will have to harp on them about my next appointment in April. So, but other than that, it's been really good. I mean, I just had an MRI the other day for the problems in my hip, and they're still not really finding much there. So they're thinking it's just the sciatica, essentially.
Pinch.
Yeah. A muscle wrapped around a nerve, and then the muscle gets tight, and it puts pressure on the nerve, which then causes problems in my legs. So
Yes, sciatic's a bad one.
yeah, I might be able to work that out on my own. And in the meantime, they're sending me to a chiropractor every week.
Have you ever tried any of those inversion tables, like the teeter hang-ups or anything?
Not since I was a kid. And I've read the write-ups on the efficacy of inversion tables, and they do provide like temporary relief to your spine. But one, my problem's not the spine. They do say I have like a little bulge between the discs, but it's very small and it's not pushing on the nerve. So, and I do have some spine straightening. Like the curve of my spine is starting to straighten out a little bit, but once again, not overly bad, and I should be able to work that out on my own with some extra core training. So, yeah, not interested in getting the inversion table at this point in time.
Yeah, I've never tried them, but some people I know said they give them, like you said, some temporary relief.
Do have this one is a new one for me. It's a TENS machine, and basically it's electric shock therapy to stimulate the muscle. And yeah, when I hook it up, it's like and turn it up, it's like I'm getting a massage.
Yeah, yeah, I've got one for my feet for my birthday. But yeah, you spray some water on there and spray some water on like the little, rubberized, look like a shoe sole. And yeah, it runs off a little tiny battery and you just crank her up. And yeah, like you said, it feels, you get the tingle.
This runs off AA batteries, and I haven't had to switch out the batteries yet, and I've used it 3 or 4 times. I mean, I don't use it a lot. It is, once again, temporary relief, but I have to hook it up to my butt. And then I tell everybody that I'm shocking my butt. I'm running an electrical charge through my butt. Except I use different words because I like being crass.
Yeah. We're working class language, as we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, be careful though. I think that's what got Resington in trouble.
Well, no. Yes, it was language that got him in trouble, but it was also the fact that
I use working class language.
Yeah, he's also from a country where that word doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah, a little, lost in translation. Probably.
Yeah.
The C word out here is a little bit more offensive.
Yep. Oh, we should get him back on the show.
You think you could?
Probably not. I'll end up probably talking to him on the New Year's show.
Oh,
the HPR.
Yeah.
You should definitely get on the HPR show. Like, all your favorite podcasters will be on there sooner or later.
All my favorite podcasters were on this one.
Yeah.
Now you guys are, well, it's you, but everyone else has done left us.
Oh, Leo
Thrown
and
them all out.
Leo will be on there, I'm sure. Moss will be on there. Tony will jump on there. And I don't know if Bo will, but Joe Rez has been on there every year that I've been on there. And then the Linux Unplugged guys usually show up. Sometimes you'll get like the Jupiter Broadcasting guys on there.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, I like Rez. He was kind of my original introduction into Linux podcasting. And, so he was my guy for a while, but he really went behind the scenes mostly. So.
Yeah. He likes audio editing.
Yeah. Masochist.
He wants to make sure he sounds perfect.
Well, he's made a living out of it, I suppose. So, hey, why not?
Anal retentive attention to detail will get you paid.
Indeed. And the ability to wake up whenever the heck you feel like it.
Yep.
Which is something I wish I had.
Yep. If I get enough sleep, I can do that. But how often do I get enough sleep?
Never. As a matter of fact, I believe you coined the phrase, sleep is overrated.
It is. Sleep is overrated. You can sleep when you're dead.
All the time, and then I get tired. I'm usually okay until about 11 o'clock or noon, and then I start really feeling that 3:30 alarm.
I already know it's going to be a problem. You know, during this work from home thing, I've gotten so used to just taking a nap at lunch. When I go back to the office, it's going to hit noon, and then I'm just going to like fall asleep in my chair or something.
Uh-huh. Someone will find you napping away, sawing logs.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know.
Why are you sleeping in the office?
I did that one time. I went to Carl's Jr. parking lot, and this is actually when I first joined this company, and I was a street sweeper. And I pulled over to the side, and I thought, "Nah, I'm just gonna take a quick, 20 minute or whatever." Well, I forgot to set my alarm, and I conked out, and I woke up an hour and a half later, and I went,
Whoops.
"Oh, yeah, I better jam." Yeah, that was a bad thing. So I never did that again.
For a while, I had like severe vitamin D deficiency and didn't know it. And so, yeah, that once or twice I'd be like sitting in my cubicle in the office and I would just pass out.
Oh yeah.
I would just fall asleep right there in my chair. And I have apnea, so everybody knew I passed out.
Yeah, yeah. You made a little noise for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did eventually find it took a long time for them to, finally figure out, yeah, it's a problem with vitamin D. And then it takes a long time to, take the supplements and actually have it build up in your system enough to make a difference. So, yeah, that took a while to clear up. But once it did, it's like, wow, I've probably been having this problem a whole lot longer than I thought.
Yeah. Maybe I ought to try that. I'm taking a multivitamin, but I'm still tired all the time.
Well, your multivitamin probably has 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin D in it already, but it wouldn't hurt to try it for 6 months to add another 2,000 on top of that. It does take a long time to build back up. So if you went through a bottle of 5,000s, doing 5,000 a day, and it made you feel better after like 3 months, and then switch to the 2,000s, that could be helpful. But it could also be a vitamin B deficiency.
Oh, it could probably be a million things. Low T, who knows? At this age, a lot of things come into play.
Well, I actually had my testosterone tested. And because, I was curious and I had lost a lot of weight, and I know that can be a side effect where it goes down. And yeah, I'm bordering on low testosterone, but I'm not quite at low testosterone, which is why I say I will probably end up on TRT sometime in the future. But it's probably why I still have all my hair,
Yeah, I can't say the same.
or
This is
most of
going
it
way
anyway.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sprouting out other places now. That's the way I feel it.
Yeah, the ears especially.
Yes.
Yeah, I get
Ears, nose.
back.
Gotta keep everything
Yeah.
trimmed.
Yeah, I have pictures of me when I was like 20 something, and I had like this little tiny tuft of chest hair, and this little line on the stomach, just like tiny nothing line on the stomach, and now it's like,
Yeah, you look down there and go, "Oh my."
yep,
Getting
it's
more
everywhere.
concerned about my back. It's starting to resemble my front more and more. Like, wow,
Mine
ever have back hair?
mine hasn't gotten like anywhere near anything on, like I'll get one or two here and there, but I get like this dark line of hair that comes up on both sides that like just goes the whole way around the arm, and it's like this wiry stuff that's just on the outside of my arm, and I have
Yeah,
no
obviously,
idea
yeah.
why.
I guess that's what we get for aging, Joe.
Yeah, and as a young man, the 16 to like 25, I had to shave like maybe once a week, and then like after that, it's like if I don't shave every day,
You got the shadows.
oh yeah, it just comes in thick and bristly.
Yeah.
And I get these random like super wiry painful ones that come in like higher up here where it's all supposed to be, you know, really thin hairs, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, they're like those insect hairs, those really
Mhm.
hard. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It always reminds me of The Fly when Jeff Goldblum's like trying to shave them and they're just not even coming off. He's sitting there going,
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it is about that time, and I think we're going to have difficulty finding more hosts at this time of year.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not looking promising right now.
Yeah, we'll pick up somebody.
If anybody's out there watching, we need more bodies.
Yeah, we can do a show with like 3 of us. We can probably even do a show with just me and Josh if we really
I
have
want
to. But yeah, it's definitely better to have at least 3. And if we have 3 regulars right now, which, yeah, we have 3 regulars right now because Nishant says he's going to be off and on for the next few months. But then if one person gets sick, then we end up having a really short show. Or one person can't make it for whatever reason, we end up having really short shows that really narrow opinions.
And
So.
if you don't make it, then we're really in trouble.
Right now, yeah, because we need to
Yeah.
get people that can do the stream. I cannot be the only one. I mean, I haven't missed any shows so far in the last 3-something years, but there's been close calls.
Which is impressive, by the way.
Yeah, and eventually something's going to come up and I'm not going to be able to make it for whatever reason. That's life.
Indeed, we need technical evidence.
And
I hope
the
that-
person I made sure could do it left the show. Like a week later.
Yeah. Don't.
Tony, it's all your fault.
Redundancy.
Need backups.
Redundancy. Please. So yeah, here's the plead. Here's the plead, everybody. If
Yeah.
you're interested at all, if anyone watches this,
If you have
come on.
if you have experience with OBS, you're good. We'll have you up and running in no time.
There you have it.
Alright, I am going to kill the stream, I think, and call it a day.
Sounds good.
I'd be
Oh,
keen to...
this would be-
Mark, why didn't you jump on the show then? Jump on right now. We'll leave it open for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, come on.
There's the Discord link.
Say hi.
You'll be a show regular in another 10 minutes.
About ready to recruit my daughter over here. We're
Hey,
running out of people.
I'm cool with that. Does she like Linux?
No. She uses
Okay.
Windows.
Yeah, I can't convince my kids either. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I've tried every which way. She just no.
Actually, you know what? I think my eldest, I offered to put Linux or put Windows back on the machine she currently has, which is the machine that I was using for Repetier to run my 3D printer.
Mhm.
So she's been running Linux now for like 6 months. So maybe I'll make her get on the show and talk about it.
That would be awesome. Yeah, bring her on. Heck yeah. And good for her, by the way.
Yeah.
Another convert. Love it. There's the link. Yep, we're friendly over here, Mark, I promise.
Well, mostly friendly.
At least to new people.
Yeah.
They were kind enough to me.
That Joe guy is kind of a jerk, man. Got to get him off that show.
Nah.
He's just bringing the whole quality down.
Yeah, the only reason there's any quality whatsoever. You're our standard Joe.
Ah, you could ask Rob to come back.
Rob isn't like Rob and Isaac Rob?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. The guy whose show numbers I'm never going to catch up with.
Oh, yeah, he was a long runner.
Like 10 years on the show or something.
Yeah, it Matter of fact, he goes so far back that's before I even started listening. I didn't even know Rez was on this show.
Yeah. Well, they even had oh gosh, what's that guy's name? He always sounds like a kid, but I know he's not a kid. He's doing HBR these days. He was one of my favorite podcasters when I was still listening to podcasts. I just haven't listened to one in a really long time.
I mean, you're not sitting around listening to mintCast all the time.
No, I don't listen to shows I'm on. Even when I was listening to podcasts.
I still do.
Why would I listen to shows that I'm on? I mean, I know all the content.
When you're bored enough in a truck, you'd be surprised.
I have
It
so
was
many
so
audiobooks that I will literally never run out.
It didn't bother me actually. It's strange to hear it with myself on there, but it's still, I don't catch anything or everything during the recording of the show because you're thinking about your parts. And
We have a joiner, Saint Mark.
Hey.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
You want to be a host on the mintCast?
It's a serious offer.
I wasn't joking.
My feed's playing right now. I've got you guys coming through twice. That's better. I'm on my phone. I'm out and about at the moment. You guys caught me on the road.
Okay.
No worries. So what do you think, Mark?
Good stuff. Enjoy the podcast. Yeah, no, I'd be keen to help out if you guys need it.
Oh yeah, we could use another host.
Yeah, I could be like your resident foreigner. I don't know, but you've got that covered now.
Oh, we're becoming multinational, more so all the time.
Oh, look
We
at
need
that.
something to break up all this Americanness.
I
If
just
that's the word.
I just added you to host status in the Discord server. You should now be able to see mintCast Studio, and that's where we will broadcast next week. You any good with command line?
Yeah, I've been following your
Awesome.
podcast. It's got the Linux Mint for a few years, but I've been using Linux for over a decade.
Awesome.
Since I
Well,
was a kid, I'm fairly young.
our next show is going to be all about our favorite tools for learning the command line and our favorite command line tools.
Which
Nice.
means we need someone to talk about command line because this is going to be almost a no-go for me. I like do sudo apt update and upgrade. And that's it.
Yeah, nobody wants more of the Joe Show.
Oh, I don't know. Get me around.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Gotta learn how to repair my headphones.
Well, yeah. Well, one of these Saturday shows, I know on one of them I did some soldering. I might do that again on if it's a slow show.
It's funny because I started watching this back before there was any video,
Hmm.
maybe a couple of years ago, and there was always some guy talking about headphones every now and then. It's like, who is this person? I'm kind of into that myself. And then we put in audio, and then for like the first few episodes, just trying to guess who it was.
Well, if it's in the last 3 years, it was me talking about headphones.
Yeah, I've got like a stack of them in the corner myself.
Oh, you like fixing headphones?
I haven't got around to fixing it. The soldering thing I'm sort of dabbling in.
Mm.
I've got time. But more of audio stuff, definitely.
Well, if you have broken headphones that need fixing, what you do is you set up your camera and you set up on here with me, and I will walk you through what needs doing.
That'd be good stuff.
Yeah. Turn that into a Saturday show.
Bet. I mean, good lord, we turned this into a Saturday show. I don't know how, but
Right? Talking about random old people stuff.
oh yeah, geriatric cast.
Next
That
thing,
works.
we'll be talking about geritol and prune juice.
Yeah, that's not good. We need more fiber.
I get enough fiber. I mean, I just made protein bars using pumpkin puree, if that tells you anything.
Oh, are good.
Yeah. I do have a big thing of Metamucil though. Oh, and I also made protein bars using Vitafiber, which is, you know, mostly fiber.
It's sounding like, yeah, like we're a bunch of old pensioners already.
Yeah, pensioner would have more time than me.
That's true. We do have the wisdom hairs, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting more and more.
I don't think it counts because my beard was pretty white even when I was like 20 something.
Was it?
Yeah. But then it was actually, you
I know
know,
what you guys
blonde
say.
white.
Earlier about the body here. I'm with you guys there. I'm in that stage where it's hitting into me.
How old are you?
Oh, are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 25, so I'm noticing like I never had hair on my shoulders before, and it's like these little things there now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
you're just getting the start of it. Yes, sir.
And you've been doing Linux, you said, for 10 years now?
Yeah.
So you...
Probably longer. I had a laptop that broke one day. My sister just made a Ubuntu, I believe, like 10 boot drive for me. Did play with this, and that's how it all began.
Oh,
Bless her.
when I was 15, I didn't even have a home computer.
Yeah. Likewise.
Granted, when I was 15, it was, you know, what, 1996.
Oh, right, yeah.
I refuse to say.
It was 1994, okay? I can maths.
You didn't have to tell everyone, Joe.
You already told everyone.
You've outed me.
If it hadn't been mentioned before on the show, you know, then I wouldn't have said anything. But you have mentioned it.
You know, speaking of eye luggage, yeah, I've earned all of those bags right there.
The glasses hide mine.
Clayton's got me by 3 years. The glasses, yeah, I do need to get a... I'm about 2 decades out on my prescription. One
Yeah.
of these days I need to do that.
I think the first computer that I owned, I got when I was 19 or 20. Probably 20. But yeah, people had home computers in the 90s, just not most people.
Yeah. We had off-campus lunch at my little tiny school, so we used to walk over to these kids' house that we knew, and they charged us, of course, for a sandwich. But they'd charge us $1, make us a really crappy sandwich, but they had a computer with a 56K modem.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That was the
Oh, yeah.
stuff back then.
No, I had a buddy that, well, I was in an extremely small town, like 300 something people, and I had a buddy that had a computer and a good internet connection, and I basically spent weekends at his house playing MUDs. So
Yeah. Yep. Those were the days. Still hear that dial-up tone in my head.
yeah, it was a 56.6. And trying to download interesting pictures on a 56.6 takes some time.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Doing anything really took some time.
Except playing
It's
MUDs.
amazing. The web was lighter then, but yeah,
Well, pictures weren't as good either.
this is true.
Did you ever play MUDs?
Mud?
Pardon?
MUDs.
No, I did not.
Multiple user dungeons.
Oh, okay. No, not really. I know what you're talking about, though.
Text-based online
Yeah.
games, yeah.
No, so
Online.
for me, when I started getting into computing, it would have been about 95, 98, where you had like one computer for the family in your home.
This would have been about the same time frame.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, Doom player, Duke Nukem time frame.
The game Croc and Crystal Caves, I feel like those were some of the popular ones on our home computer when I was super young.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't think I
But
got
no, we had the
any-
dial-up.
I never did get a dial-up connection. By the time I could afford to own a computer, broadband was a thing.
Well, I was living in the barracks when I got my first computer at I think around 20. So I had the internet connection there, but it wasn't very good. And mostly I played standalone games. So Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic, and then a couple of different Might and Magic games.
But surely there were the computer lab days.
You know,
Oregon Trail and all that good stuff.
No, I actually played StarCraft at the internet cafes in Korea. So
Really?
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah, internet cafes used to be a thing. I don't know if they still are.
I don't know. I'm from a very, very agricultural area, so technology moves really slow out here.
Well, when I was living in a town of 300 people, that was an agricultural area.
Yep.
So yeah, internet connections were few and far between, and computers were really far between.
Indeed.
Except at the school.
Yeah, let's see, Apple IIs,
Apple IIe's,
Tandies. Yep.
the
A lot of-
the Power Macs. We had Power Macs at one point. Those were fun.
I didn't get any experience with those.
But yeah, I was in one of the few schools that had a single computer science class, single programming class. So, yeah, my first language was C++, and that was when I was 16 and 17.
A good friend of mine that built my first computer, his first programming language was Fortran on punch cards.
Yeah. Fortran is still around.
Wow.
Yeah, Cobalt's still around. Just people that know those languages are a valuable commodity.
Can you
Yeah.
believe that this man's been unemployed for about a year, can't find work out here? That's how ridiculous it is. And he is a walking computer.
If he
Sorry, Mark,
knows,
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
if he knows Fortran, then he should immediately apply at Spirit Aerospace.
Spirit?
Spirit Aerospace. All of their machining, their giant plane making machines run on Fortran 97.
Good.
And he will be a valued commodity.
Pass that info along. Yeah, it's ridiculous that a guy that intelligent is sitting, that intelligent is sitting on his couch right now. I'm like, man, I can't believe that.
Yeah. Now you were going to say something, Mark?
Oh no, I must have forgotten.
Okay.
Listening.
Sorry. We derail a lot around here. in case
Yeah.
you didn't notice.
No, it's cool. I like it. A bit more casual.
Do you have a good headset? Well, you said you had headsets. Do you have a good mic?
Actually, for like computer, that is actually something I'm lacking right now. I think. Like I have mics, but in terms of like quality,
Okay.
not so much. I just think so.
Do you have your headsets? Do you have like a Razer Kraken?
No, not in my house, but I can get one on loan actually.
Yeah.
My sister has one.
Oh, I was just mentioning. Well, the thing is, if you have any headset with a mic, the only suggestion that I would make is getting a USB sound card, and that'll mostly clear up the audio well enough to make it usable. And you can get those actually pretty cheap.
Okay,
But
no worries.
a lot of
A
you,
bunch of spare slots.
yeah. If you have a USB sound card,
Okay.
that will help a lot. Just for the audio quality, if you're using a headset mic.
Or go with a standalone, like like this Samsung Q2U.
Yeah, I was really hoping there would be a Black Friday deal on that, but there wasn't. There wasn't a
Yeah, I
Cyber
think
Monday deal either.
I paid full price, I think, and it wasn't too awful. It came out
69,
70,
16.
yeah,
It's
something
69
like
right now. I'll probably get one because I like having two mics, but with this room not getting all the extra noise from the kids and everything, I think the HyperX is actually working pretty well for me.
It is. You're coming through like really clear over here, and I'm not hearing any background at all.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that one.
It's okay as long as there isn't any ambient noise.
The condenser.
Yeah, it picks up everything. No matter what setting you're on, it picks up everything. The Samsung Meteorite I used for a couple of years, and that was pretty good. The Snowball works pretty well, and that's low cost. But once again, that will pick up everything in a room. Absolutely everything.
Yeah, try to go dynamic mic if you can, rather than condenser.
I've had a lot of people recommend the Q2U.
I think, Leo got one. I purchased one just before coming on the first one because I originally joined on that Roundtable with a condenser.
Yeah.
I think you told me you're getting quite a bit of background noise from it.
Yeah, and the difference is we're talking the Q2U is a $70 mic. The HyperX is actually like $190, something like that. I didn't pay that much for it. I got mine used, and I traded things for it, so I got lucky there. And then the Samsung, I think I got that one used. It just recently died, and I paid like $40 for that. But you can get a USB sound card for like $1 if you can wait on eBay, or like $5 on Amazon. There's a really good one that is $12 on Amazon. I'll see if I can drop the link later on, because
That'd be cool.
I picked that one up and I used that for a long time. So if you're going to use a headset, definitely go with the USB sound card. And that's why I mentioned the Kraken, because a bunch of the Krakens actually come with a cable with a USB sound card.
What the cost convert? I'm assuming you're in Australia, right, Mark?
Oh, close.
Ah,
Very close.
New Zealand?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. I always guess Australia first. I don't know why.
Everyone does. That's alright.
Yeah, it's similar, I guess, in terms of the accent. But I don't know what conversion rates are. What's the conversion rate from the U.S. dollar? Is it more or less?
No, it's more so. I can't remember now. I think I overestimate, but I go, if it costs $10 US, it costs me $15 here. Like I said, it's like 1.5 times. It's probably not, if I go with that rule, I normally price enough to pay for the item, but it's probably not exactly that.
Sure, yeah, it always fluctuates a bit anyway, so, but yeah, it still shouldn't be too bad then.
Yeah, this should be, well, this is, US Amazon. You should search the Australian Amazon, see if they have the same thing.
No, I actually use the US Amazon. That's the way to go when you're out here. It works really well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and everything arrives like within 2 weeks, normally like 10 days. Crazy.
Cool.
That is. I wouldn't expect it to go that quick, honestly.
No, me either.
That's almost. I mean, sometimes in the States we're waiting for things, at that late, especially if you don't have Prime.
No, I don't have Prime because there's no point out here. We don't get any of the benefits, essentially.
Right.
Well,
I mean, you get Prime Video.
yeah, I was going to say Prime Video.
Yeah. Okay, so Joe put the link to it in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason I like that one over some of the other ones that are out there is because that has the option to use either the headsets that have 2 connections or the ones that have 1 connection. So any headset that I have will work with that USB sound card.
So this is just for cleaning up the audio on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry if my audio is terrible now.
It's not.
Out on the road. Using my Bluetooth headset at the moment.
Yeah, especially for, using a phone, it doesn't sound bad at all.
No, and considering you're quite a distance.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I know.
You know, they're the JBL Tune 25s. They were really cheap. Pretty happy with them.
Thank
Oh,
you.
really?
It's the coffee flavored one.
JBL Tune 25, something like that. They were on sale.
Yeah, JBL makes good stuff.
It's actually my first set of JBL Bluetooth audio things, but I'm liking them.
Yeah. I just pulled them up here. Yeah, they look nice. For wireless, I went with those ones that Mark from the Ubuntu podcast mentioned. I think they were the Enoch Fire E60s or something. And they were kind of in the same price range. I think $50, $60, something like that. Not bad.
I've been trying out the Jabra Elite 65Ts.
How are Jabra? I see them in the store all over the place, but I don't know what the audio quality's like. And I don't want to be the one to take the punt.
They're a bit tinny. They're good for your mid-range and high-end, but there's not a lot of substance to the bass, and they sound a little hollow. But low cost and true wireless. But I don't like the fact that you can't use just the left ear. You can use just the right, but you can't use just the left.
Okay. We've got the receiver just on one side. Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually the polar opposite of the ones I have. You can only use the left. If you try to use the right, singly, I won't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it with just the left.
I think I'm gonna make some German potato pancakes.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, I mean, basically hash browns with onions mixed in. How can you go wrong?
You can't. And about a pound of garlic.
Yes. Gotta have the garlic. Yeah, what time is it for you over there?
It is almost 11:40 in the morning
That's not bad.
on a Sunday morning.
It's not bad.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
Sunday
time
morning.
traveling because I'm at 2:37 p.m. Saturday.
So
Yeah, New Zealand, we're on the dateline, so we get everything. We get New Year's Eve first.
Look at that.
So
First
you'll
in the race.
you'll be on at like what 9 a.m. on Monday? Will you be able to do 9 a.m. on Monday?
That's for the thing you're talking about before, right? Yeah, no, I should be fine.
Okay.
I had just finished my final exams. I've only got one trimester left, and that doesn't start for a few months.
Hmm.
So I'm in a good spot right now.
Oh, good. So, what's your field of study?
IT, doing my bachelor's in ICT.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That would
What am I-
translate over nicely.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Yeah. I said anyone with a little bit of technicality. We need someone to assist Joe, and I am not the guy.
Well, Norbert is knowledgeable. Nishant, yeah, he's knowledgeable.
Yeah, they seem pretty switched on, those guys.
Hopefully Nishant's schedule clears up in the new year and we can get him back on some more.
because he had to go on a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah. He said, I think he said it was health issues and work and school issues. So,
He had to travel and
yeah.
had a number of things going on.
Life.
It happens.
No, it's like me. If this was a couple of weeks ago, there would have been no hope. I would have been too stressed with exams. You could barely sleep at that time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I remember, trying to finish up college. Basically, all my professors decided that I needed to do 24 hours of work for each of them all in the same day.
Feels like that.
A couple of times, even the same professor for multiple classes would give me way too much work for each class to be able to get it done in the time frame provided, and knew it.
Just remember being able to really BS my way through high school, and then when I got to the university, they just shredded all of that. Like, they went through with a red marker and just killed everything that I did. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have to actually put in some effort now.
Right? I gotta pay attention for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then do about 90 hours worth of work.
And that was back, well, the internet was there, but, it wasn't proliferated yet, so, it was still a lot of library study. Yeah, it was very
I kind of
tedious.
preferred that though, than the COVID study by yourself in the same room for every
Right.
month. It gets old quick.
Well, yeah, especially New Zealand. I mean, you guys were at the forefront of the whole just shut everything down, right? I mean,
Literally.
orders, everything. Yeah, literally everything.
How are things going there now with the new variant out?
So I live in Wellington. We've had one city, Auckland, which has been locked down for the past 100 and so days, but the rest of the country has been what our government calls it level 2, but it's basically open. Everything's open, everything apart from like massive rock concerts and stuff that you could always hear. But
Right.
just a few days ago, they switched over for Christmas, so now everyone's in like level 2 sort of situation. So yeah, aside from Auckland, the last couple of years have actually been pretty good. It's just like businesses and campuses are very jumpy. The moment they hear there's a few cases, everyone gets sent home and they just shut the place down for a few months. So even though the shops and everyone else is going to work for your study, you can't go and see your shooters or classmates or anything.
I kind of wish they would do something like that here. Actually understand that this is a real thing and take it seriously. But here, they're like, nah, COVID's not real. We don't need masks.
Yeah,
Whereas here, is this like nationally or your state specifically?
My state, it's bad. I mean, we're suing the school district because of how bad it is.
Yeah, I had a friend came over on Thanksgiving and hung out for the better part of the day. The one actually that I mentioned that I was building the computer system for, or I'm going to be.
Protocols are optional.
And after he
Including middle
left,
school, if you have
a couple
positive
days
COVID
later,
test.
he sends me a text. He goes, "I just tested positive for COVID." I was like, "Oh, fantastic!" So yeah, so we're all, 2 of the members of the house got tested. My daughter, because she's immunocompromised, she has Addison's disease, and then her mom's a nurse, so she got tested, and they both came up negative. And we're about a week and a half in, and so far, everybody's okay. So we're hoping.
We all gotta schedule our boosters. Assuming we're gonna try for Monday, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Scary stuff, for sure.
I was supposed to take my van in to get it serviced and check a pinhole radiator leak today, but that didn't happen. So
Just braise it over, Joe. If you can solder, you can braise.
if I can find it, I'm pretty sure it's in the plastic too.
Just use some solder to solder the radiator.
I will JB weld that plastic
Oh, there you go.
because I'm pretty sure it's on the plastic side of the tank. It's not the hose that I can find. The hose is easily accessible, and that's 20 minutes if it's stuck on.
Yeah.
But I can't find the exact position on the tank where it's leaking, or I could just, drain the thing, slap some JB Weld on it, let it sit overnight, and then fill it back up.
If you're on the plastic, just grab some epoxy and throw it over it.
Yeah, that's JB Weld, is some basically epoxy.
Apparently you can crack an egg to your radiator.
And that will temporarily fix a leak until the egg rots, and yeah. But there's also stuff that you can like pour into your radiator for small leaks. I just don't like doing that.
Don't
Like a
do
commercial
that.
product.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
those.
terrible.
That's a good way to gum up your system.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
bad.
Like cement will plug a leak, but you shouldn't put that in there either.
Right.
That's true.
The water pump impeller might have an objection to that.
As long as it, stays moving, it won't be a problem with the cement. It's when you stop that it's the problem.
So leave it running outside your house 24/7.
24/7.
Yeah, it seems environmentally friendly
Mm-hmm.
and pocket friendly now that fuel prices are starting to go completely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out here, I think we're at about $4.50 a gallon.
Oh.
Or 87 octane.
I think we're coming up on $4 a gallon.
we tend to-
370. Like
California,
it depends
New
between
York tend to
like
lead the charge
upper 69s
fuel
to
prices.
380.
Next door boutique blends.
All the 80s.
I don't know what that converts to liters. I always struggle with this.
Basically 4 liters is a gallon.
4 liters.
How much is it for a gallon? Yeah.
Almost 4 liters. It's like
I'm at
30.
$4.50 a gallon.
So.
Okay, so our gas is like 3 times the price.
Yeah, yeah. We have heavy subsidies that our taxes go towards. So.
Ours is, we have heavy taxes that go on top of the fuel price just
Yeah.
to make it more expensive.
So we're paying about
I did drive.
$1 a liter.
You should see what I drive to, it's even worse. Too many cylinders.
No.
So I don't drive it, I use the family's hatchbacks. I'm cheap that way. I don't put gas in.
It's getting that way out here, boy. You're seeing more and more of those smaller vehicles. Well, I guess less from the American manufacturers, but yeah, I mean.
And electric vehicles. Smaller vehicles and electric vehicles are becoming extremely popular. But the prices are atrocious paying for the vehicles now.
The new ones are expensive.
Yeah.
I want a lot of money for new
Yeah.
ones.
I mean, $30,000 for your bottom end new vehicle.
Right. That's why I just keep plugging along with a 5.3 liter V8. It's still cheaper than going out and buying a brand new.
Yep.
That's the one. Feels like a good option. Make a bit of noise.
Yeah. If I stuck an exhaust kit on there, I'm sure it would. I'm an old man though, so I like quiet now. Back in my younger days, I liked it ruckus.
I bought a BMW off my friend, real cheap, but it had like a modified straight pipe on it. So I got that taken off straight away because I don't like screaming around down the street. Like,
Right.
I don't want that type of attention.
Is it inline 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. They sound
It sounded
good.
great coming down on the downshift and everything, but yeah.
I had a
it's
78
ugly.
Chevy Blazer with some lovely long pipes, so it got that nice little rumble going to it when it was sitting at idle.
Oh, for sure.
I miss that vehicle.
I think it's like that. But you're on the fuel, it's closer to $3 a litre here, if not over $3 at times.
Well, when I owned that 78 Chevy Blazer, gas was around the $1 a gallon mark.
You lucky people.
Well, that was in 1999.
I guess one nice thing is we do have a lot of options in terms of types of fuel you can
Oh,
get
it's
in your car.
Norbert.
All the octanes are there. You have like 5 different octane ratings to pick from. It's really easy to put the wrong fuel in your car.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
You have 5 different octane ratings.
You have
At least
4.
there's, like all the way from 85 to like 98, and some go above 98. But then they have all the random stuff, like, you know, 85, 87, 89, 92, 93, 95, 98. Like
We have
yeah, I think it's 'cause
4.
there's so many different types of cars.
We have 4 different types, or 4 different octanes of fuel, and then we also have diesel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's,
yeah, diesel. Oh, and we have LPG as well. LPG is pretty popular in this country to run your car off.
Ethanol. We have ethanol in a lot of places.
Oh yeah.
CNG. My garbage truck actually is a CNG truck, so it's compressed natural gas. But yeah, LPG's popular too. Getting more popular because yeah, liquid fuel's expensive. Or
Good day.
gasoline, I mean. Hey Norbert.
Hello, I'm waiting for a bus, so I just decided to say hi.
Hey,
Hey. We're joined today with Mark.
he'll be joining us on the next show.
The good question is
good.
from what time zone?
He's in New Zealand. Oh, I'm sorry, I just spoiled it.
Oh,
It's alright.
I mean,
We gotta get it right anyway.
I was pretty close. I would have guessed Australia.
I made the same mistake.
We already made that conversation.
Yeah,
So-
we're on about gas prices now. Or fuel prices.
Oh, we have another one. Linux Webfly joined us.
Alright. And hey, New Zealand, aren't they rotary crazy down there, Mark?
Yeah, boy. Oh,
Yeah,
we
I
got
love it.
in New Zealand. We get access to all the car markets, so we get a North American exclusives, Japanese exclusives, Australian. We get like every car market here, so
That's
we're really
awesome.
lucky in terms of what you want to get.
So,
So yeah, the
gearheads
rotary seems
everywhere.
to- Yeah, what is
Wait,
it? I
is
think
it-
it's a
is
Mazda Bongo or something that people love to drive around. It's like a rotary Mazda van. It's like a whole thing.
That's awesome. I would love to do that. I had one rotary car, an RX-8, but unfortunately
Oh,
not
nice.
the most reliable of the rotary line.
Oh, the
No, I
RX-7 was
wanted
pretty
one, but
cool.
I didn't want that trouble.
Yeah, they are very, very temperamental.
Hello, Linux Webfly.
Yeah,
Uh,
you there?
you trying to be a host with us? We'll let you on the show.
Sure.
It's coming soon.
Hey,
The more the merrier.
hold on, I'm probably gonna. You
I hear you.
okay? I can hear you guys.
Right.
Yeah, I had to mute the show.
Yeah, mute the YouTube.
Same thing with me.
Sounds like you got a bunch of dead hosts out there.
Yeah,
It's getting thin.
COVID wave.
we need some more bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's only so much incompetence an audience is willing to endure. And
Everybody,
I'm providing all of it.
everybody's quitting. It seems like.
Must be Christmas time. Everyone quits their job around now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to join us next Sunday, we're good with that. If you've got the time.
Yeah, I'm retired, although I live on a busy street. I have no idea how the traffic will be.
We deal with it. I mean, Moss had a lot of vehicles going by, and it didn't end up being too much of a problem. And I have vehicles going by.
Compression.
I'm in my garage, so it happens a lot.
Yeah, are you using your phone, Joe?
Me? No. I'm using a HyperX. I think Norbert and Mark are on their phones.
Have you talked about the next topic today? What it could be?
The Linux topic is going to be our favorite tools for learning the command line and our favorite command line tools.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I was almost. I didn't know we'd settled yet, but I was going to go with something super generic and derivative. But I thought maybe we could do, because Christmas is coming up. tech that we'd like to see, maybe not only under the tree hardware-wise, but things we might, like a wish list software.
I like both, but I think this is the first time I hear about the command line tools idea.
Yeah.
So did you?
Yeah.
It's actually been mentioned on the Discord since last week.
Oh, you mean it's the first time you're hearing about it as being the show topic?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, because Leo had mentioned the topic in the Discord, and then I had kind of agreed with him that that was a good idea, so we went with it.
Yep. You show notes there today?
Oh no, no show notes for this one because this is just
he looked like he
freeform.
was holding up a notebook. to his webcam.
Oh, I was wiping off a little something on the screen.
There you go. Yeah.
Um,
Show note.
Then, don't give it away. It's a secret that even these streams are scripted word by word. It's a secret.
Yeah, it sounds so prepared, doesn't it?
But we will have to. I don't know if the show notes for the next show have been started. We'll have to do that and give Clayton and Mark access to those show notes, and then they can decide if they want to be more permanent.
I think I created it. I usually create it after we finish the recording, but I'm not sure.
Well, like I said, I just put cinnamon on this today. 20.2.
Well, our topics are a lot of times with the news and stuff. We'll make sure that we include Mint topics, but a lot of the rest of our topics are very Linux generic. So,
You know what? I think there is actually a new Mint blog up, so we'll have to yank that down into the news.
the monthly, yeah,
I think so.
every month.
Every month, yeah. Yeah, he introduced Thingy, which is the new app coming.
Called Thingy.
Yeah, it's called Thingy. Someone looked it up on the GitHub, and it's like some kind of search function. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it's called Thingy.
Like a zigzag sticker or something.
Is that going to be the mic that you use, Clayton?
This is a headset that I have on, yeah.
Okay. You might want to try a USB sound card if you can pick one up.
I don't believe I have any more slots left, Joe.
Oh, okay. Well, we can work with it if it's what we end up having to work with. It's just a suggestion. A USB sound card will usually clean up the sound on a headset pretty good.
But Norbert's always up for a challenge.
Somebody else's has got background fan noise. I think it's on your end, Joe.
Do I have background noise? I shouldn't, because it's absolutely silent in here.
I hear a fan in there.
There's no fan in here.
Mic on.
Do you hear anything, Josh? On my end when I'm talking?
Talk for a while.
Oh, okay. Let me, I don't know. I don't know the Gettysburg Address, so I'm not going to try and,
Four scores.
I do hear some very subtle noise, but that's usually the stuff that Audacity can get rid of.
It sounds like a fan, Joe.
Okay, well, I have a fan. It's not running, though. Here, computer, turn on switch 1.
All of a sudden, Joe's lights go out.
Oh, no, that's computer, turn off Stampede.
That was very Star Trek. I'm not sure. I've never watched Star Trek, but I.
Hold on, that didn't work. Computer, turn off Stampede. There.
Yeah, I should get around.
Now I have a fan on and I have the light off. So can you hear the fan now?
He was showing you
Yeah.
his Star Trek mug.
They were just talking about it being like Star Trek.
Is it some sort of home assistant or is it?
Oh, it's Alexa.
Oh.
Computer, turn off switch 1. It's not hot enough for the fan out here.
It's downright cool out here today.
Yeah. But no, if I'm getting background noise like that, let me know and I will turn down my gain some and fix that.
I'm not hearing it.
Okay.
But it's freezing over here. I came into the Discord call because I was listening to the stream, but everyone besides Joe was very quiet.
You still with us, Mark?
Yeah, mate. Just
All
having my
right.
cup of coffee.
Good, good. Mm-hmm. Good time for everybody to scream.
Don't need to scream. I have kids for that.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I guess test, right?
Something.
Something. How are we doing?
It's a beautiful day.
In the neighborhood.
The other day, I stubbed my toe walking down the stairs.
But wouldn't you want to be a neighbor too?
Mr. Rogers. Was that a true story, Mark, or was that just talk?
No, it's a true story. We have quite a long set of stairs, like straight up the middle of the house as well. So, and it's all straight down. If you go from the top, you go into the bottom.
Oh no.
Good times.
Oh yeah,
It's great.
fantastic.
My dog, when she gets too excited, forgets how many stairs there are to walk on. Ends up sledging down the stairs.
Oh no. Yeah.
All right.
On the YouTubes. Are we still streaming? Oh wow. Yeah. This might be a record, and that's interesting considering we just started with 2. We're up to 5. This is good.
Good stuff.
This kind of math you like?
Yeah, exactly. Addition. Any more subtraction, it would be very lonely. And then there was 1.
It'd be kind of impressive though if there was just
All by himself.
yeah, exactly one person, but monologuing for like 2 hours straight, no breaks, no dead air, just endless.
I can't even.
I couldn't talk for 2 hours straight without taking a break.
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
but can you say something interesting?
Yeah, unless you guys really like heavy metal music, I don't think there's anything else I can talk about for like 2 hours.
That's some of the best conversations in here, I gotta be honest.
Right? Just go off on the randoms.
So I've been in the Discord for ages, but I never said anything. The first time I've actually used it now, but I've been looking at your music recommendations over the last few weeks. Some good stuff there. What is it?
Some pretty bizarre stuff too.
Yeah, no, for sure. There was that Highly Eskimo or whatever, that hyper song.
Yeah,
What a banger. I'm
Eskimo
gonna go and
Cowboy.
mail it now. Yeah. Glad to find that.
Yeah. That was actually a recommendation from a friend of mine that lives over in the UK. She sent it over to me. And I went, oh my goodness.
Bringing back the mullet.
You gotta love it, man. I've got pictures still of myself as a youth in the 80s with the full-on mullet, baby. Yeah. Had to have it. I mean, if you were alive at that time, that was it.
Yeah, they made the mullet cool again in that music video, that's for sure. Need to bring it back.
I don't know that it ever really left. All you have to do is visit a Walmart, and you're pretty almost certain.
You gotta have the stash too, though.
Yeah,
How do you spell
that's
it?
true.
All right,
How do you spell
guys.
it?
I have guests that have just showed up, so I have to bow out.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes.
I'll just get to check. Yeah, okay. I'm on the bus on my phone and I have a mask, so sorry if I'm a bit hard to.
All right, I'm going to tag out. All right, bye.
So it looks like I did create it. It says modified 29th of November.
Let's see.
So I did make it.
376. Yep, that's it. I still have no idea where to get security stuff from. I should ask Leo before he left.
I opened it on my phone, and even here I can see your cursor screen time. So, but it's pretty impressive what Google's done with their ecosystem. Can you see my cursor?
Let's see. Yeah, I can see yours.
Yeah. Yes, I just opened it with the Google Docs Android app. Looks like it works from here as well.
Okay. Beautiful.
Ahoy. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, Joyce, I can see that.
Yep. You're going to get started already, Joe? There you go. Yeah, I'm starving anyway. I want to go eat.
What is it? What time is it over in your way?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that checks out.
Indeed.
For me, it's just midnight, so I'm officially in the future with Mark on Sunday.
Ah,
Nice.
Mark's
Me
actually
and
ahead
Norbert
of
are
us
going to
all.
sabotage Sunday, so by the time you guys get here, it'll be different.
Yeah. No, I'm good, honey. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. Well, yeah, look forward to seeing everyone on, let's see, next Saturday would be our meeting, our pre-show meeting. cramming the notes section. Yeah, that's generally when it happens. Which is the smart way to do it, or you can procrastinate like I do and then cram it all in there at once. Old high school leftovers.
I am the king of procrastination. Okay, no, maybe it would be my friend, so maybe the prince of procrastination.
Yeah, semantics. I mean, I can do a little, but I don't. Yeah, I don't dive into it super deep. Yeah. I'm a lazy man. I learn what I have to learn. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And Mark, any questions? Just throw them up there into Discord or wherever you want to throw them if you need anything, and I'm sure one of us will get to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably will happen at some stage, I'd say.
Yeah, but it's pretty laid back for the most part.